The prophet of thought. Open your mind, 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 open your mind. Open your mind, 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 open your mind.
Open your mind.
Houses of power, houses of power, houses of power, houses of power.
And so a community is where you control your police, you control your commerce, you control your education, you control your house. We don't control none of that. We live in a hood. Huh? Well, what about the Negroes that get out? Oh, well, say, my cousin, they say he's a multi-millionaire, almost got $1 billion.
The prophet of thought.
3 PhDs, working on 2 more. Driving down the street in Chicago in his Rolls Royce, enjoying himself, and he hears these sirens and look through the mirror and see this cop car flashing lights. He squeezed the steering wheel, man. Heart beats fast. Because he knows the price of a Negro, what it could be. And then when that cop car passed him by, he said, thank God he wasn't after you in the first place, punk. That Negro thing you can't get away from. It's universal. They wasn't coming after you. With all your millions, with your Rolls Royce, with your PhD, didn't help. That's the hood. Why do you think you never pick up the paper till you read over and over and see white families travel? You think of the thousands of black cops in America. Why don't you see white families crying as black cops shot my loved one 40 times in the back of the head? Why do you think black cops don't do that? You think they're more spiritual? Think they're better? No! They got enough sense to know that white folks ain't gonna tolerate it. And I will stop in our neighborhood when we decide we will not tolerate it. Now, if we was organized, which is hard to organize people who are just gonna run crazy and you don't know you're crazy. But if we were, with the money we have, and the many people who would come to our aid that don't know what it's like to be a Negro, and we said, if we said, look, we saying, if we don't get a federal law to deal with police brutality, that anytime a cop or anybody carry a gun, have to have a license just like you do to drive a car. And if you use it wrongly, you'll lose your license. And if it's upheld, you can never work again as a cop or a store guard or a private detective. How do you get Congress to push that through? Well, you take your economic power and you call on your friends, black, white, young and old, and say, this coming Christmas, if we don't have a federal law to outlaw police brutality by law, then we call them for a nationwide boycott of Christmas and it'll start on Thanksgiving. Well, let me tell you what that means. 79% of all retail in America happens between Thanksgiving and Christmas. People stay in business all year, lose money just for Christmas, huh? Well, what happens now? Sac Fifth Avenue, Toys R Us, Sears and Roebuck, Weston House. They will get the bill, and all they got to do is make one phone call and say, Harry, that's the senator, I want that bill pushed through in 3 days. Okay, it's an economic thing. It's that simple. But we have the power, but the system has wiped us out so bad.
Houses of power, houses of power, houses of power.
Happy. Lieutenant Lincoln 6. Go ahead. Clear a suspect down, 10-4. That's 10-4. The officer's code 4. We have one suspect that's been shot.
Open your mind. And peace. Peace, folks. Welcome back to another edition of the Popular Thought Series right here on the old T.P.O.T YouTube page. I'm your host, X, of course, but you knew that already. That's why your black asses are here. Now, let me start off because this is the first T.P.O.T stream of the new year. So happy new year to all you Negroes. I hope that this year is better for you than last year. I hope you made some resolutions that you plan on sticking to, and I hope those resolutions improve your life. All right? All right. So, tonight, very special show tonight. As y'all can see, it's the Hour of Power debates, and Lady Mahoghany is here, and she hit me up and she said she wanted to debate. Now, you know me, I'm thinking, she want to, debate, another female or something like that. But she said, no, she wants to debate the men. Yeah, that's right. She wants to debate the guys tonight. And let me see. Go back to what she wrote me because I don't want to misquote her. She says that. Let's see, let me find her here. Yeah, she says she would like to debate any of you brothers saying women don't bring anything to the table or that other races of women are better than black women. Yeah, y'all heard me. That's what she's here to debate tonight. So, yeah. So y'all know how we do these challenge shows. I let the person come up. They lay down their premise. And anybody who want to come up and oppose them, we get it on. All right? So, but before we get started, y'all know I always start the show off with thanking you good folks. You good folks who hang out in there. And you good folks who hang out in here. For your likes, your shares, your subscriptions, your views, and of course your hard-earned pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, and 50-cent pieces. Because you don't have to do it. You don't have to watch these damn videos. You don't have to share them, like them. You don't have to subscribe to this channel. And you definitely don't have to drop your hard-earned coins on this channel. But you good folks choose to do so. You choose to do so. And for that, I am thankful, I'm humbled, I'm honored, I'm appreciative to all you good people. This channel has grown over the course of the last year or so, and I know it's not all because of my black ass. I know it's because of you good folks out there, and I want y'all to know that I don't take it lightly. I don't take you lightly, all right? And I want y'all to know that I thank you, all right? All right. So I'm looking down at my queue. I see Lady Mahoghany there. So, like I said, she's here to take on you guys. So we're going to go ahead and give her the official T.P.O.T introduction.
Believers,
No, you stay here. I'm in charge.
do you feel in charge?
I've paid you a small fortune.
This gives you power over me?
from T.P.O.T Media. Open your minds. Yeah, and we are back, and Lady Mahogany is here. What's good with it, Lady Mahogany?
No, I'm so excited to be here. Let me just say, thank you so much for having me, and I apologize for being late. I hope I'm not too late. Hope you won't wait on me too long.
No, you good. You
Can you hear
good.
me?
We just
Okay.
yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, sure. Yes,
Hear
sir.
me? All right. So you hit me up. You said you wanted to debate, right? So
Uh-huh.
I tell you how we do these challenge shows. Go ahead,
Oh,
say what you gotta say, lay down your premise. Anybody who wants to come up and take you on can. That's how we do it. And if someone wants to jump up, you decide to take the debate, that's how it goes. So go ahead, pull the trigger. You got the floor. Go ahead.
all right. So, like you said, the topic is kind of like basically what I see in these spaces is a lot of like blaming black women for things. But my whole thing is if black men are the head, in which I do say that they are, how could you blame if you're the head of the household? So if the fall of the black family is here, right? Which we all say it is, how can you blame that on the black woman if you're the leader of the black family? So that's my whole thing. And let me just say this for those people who do not know of me, do not know of I'm pro black family. Always been. Will forever be pro black family. So I believe we work better together. I'm not like you'd be hard pressed in similar ideologies like mine. It seems like you're either one or the other. So yeah, anybody want to challenge that? Please be my guest. Teapot, I can't really see the chat. I can get my phone so I can see the chat, but I don't know who's watching.
Okay.
Do
Well,
I have
like
any takers?
I mean, if you got the floor, so anybody who wants to come up and challenge you, all they got to do, let me put the email up. Y'all know how we do it here. If you want to come up on here, y'all
Yes,
know how
please. Be my guest.
y'all hit
You
this.
want to say any type
No,
of smoke? Because like
you
it's
fading
a
in and
little
out.
bit of a delay probably on my. It's
Yeah,
all
you
right. So I'll get out and come back in. Okay.
okay.
All right.
Yeah, Lady Mahogany is here for a challenge, and she doesn't want to challenge any ladies. She wants to challenge the brothers. So, if any of you good brothers want to come up and challenge Lady Mahogany, the email is on the screen. It's profit of thought at yahoo.com. That's profit of thought, no caps, one word at yahoo.com. Don't be afraid. Do not be afraid. Yeah, so
I
come
got
on
no
up.
takers. Nobody. Let me see these comments here.
Uh-oh, brother Ism.
Oh, there
In
is him. But see,
the,
he's part of the team. So
Ism in the house. My man Little Rock, what's good with it, brother? I see you up there, man. Yeah, so any of you brothers who want to square off against Lady Hockey, she's here. Y'all know how we do these challenges. We do them like every week. So person takes the floor, and anyone who wants to dispute or stand against their premise, you step up and we square off. All you gotta do. So you also said in your email that wanted to debate guys who think that other women are better than black women as well.
yeah, because I keep on hearing that it's like they put other women on a pedestal and just pretty much. Am I allowed to curse? But poop on
Oh,
black women. Huh?
absolutely. Absolutely.
I got a little bit of a potty mouth when I get heated, but yeah, that's what I see, and it's like it's just no, absolutely not. I can't go for it. But it seems to be like a really hot talking point. So if anybody can say that I'm telling a lie, when I say that we are absolutely, first of all, we're your counterparts, so we're the perfect person for you. I'm so sorry, so sad that you've had some hurts and some pains, but we're not the only women, the only group of women that have done that. You know what I mean? So we're not going to take all the blame. I'm reading the comments, Teapot.
Okay. Yeah, well, you got the floor, so we
Oh,
both
I gotta.
you got the floor. So
You want me to continue to go?
yeah,
Well,
good.
yeah. I mean, okay. So my stance is basically that, from what I see that Black women are getting blamed for a lot of things that we have no control over. Um, such as the child support system and things like that. There are some women that use that against men. I'm not saying that that's not true. But at the end of the day, we're not in control of it. So it's like the anger is being placed on the wrong, on a powerless people. Just like you're powerless, we're powerless too. You know what I'm saying? So instead of us working together, we're kind of fighting, bumping heads, fighting each other. And so I speak against that. And like I said, there are some people that talk the way I do, but there's not too many. Um, Like I said, I love Black men. I love Black women. I'm not a pick me. When some shit is said that's fucked up, I'm the first one to stand up and say, "Oh, that's not right." I'm not going to sit. One thing I see also that drives me crazy, Teapot, is, and I'm not going to lie, I cannot stand women that sit on a panel and watch men degrade other women. Uh-uh. And then you say you're for Black people. But if you're sitting in the middle of Black people in dissension where they're attacking each other and you're just sitting there, you're not really for Black people. You're trying to get a come up. So, um, yeah, I'm not for that either. Can't stand the pick me's. I've been accused of being a pick me, but I'm not. Absolutely not.
So are you willing to debate a female too if a female steps up?
Oh
And
yeah, I would love it. I would love for anybody, because my thing is, like, I don't need a lot of these people when they want to get their point across. They got to go to this website and pull up these stats and this stat and that stat, Black women this, Black women that. But I don't need to pull up stats. I don't need to look up stats on my people. I know my people. You see what I'm saying? You got to be wary of people that got to pull up stats on their own people. See, I got life experience. So you can't tell me nothing about my own people. You can't tell me that Black women aren't good. I'm sitting here, a whole Black woman raised by Black women. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need to quote stats and numbers that are most likely skewed anyway, because they're not written by us. They're not given by us. They're given by other people. And we need to keep that in mind.
yeah. So like I said, Lady Mahogany is here and she's willing to take on anybody.
About
Oh,
anything.
yeah, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. So, and she wants the brothers to step up. She's ready to square off in the digital squared circle. So, any takers, y'all know what to do. Get on up here.
I know somebody that I think would probably love to debate me. Sir Ism, tell Dusty to get over here. It seems like we don't agree on nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we do these challenges, anybody who want to step up can step up. No, we don't box nobody out. So, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, what's probably going to end up happening is
Okay.
you're probably going to get more than one challenger once the brothers start. See, I'm in a tough time slot because I run along about the same time with a few other brothers that are streaming. So
Mm-hmm.
once they realize that I'm streaming too, you'll get a few people in here, and trust me, there will be some challenges to what you say. What's
Well,
good, brother Ralph? I see you up there, brother. What's good with it?
and you
So
know what, Teapot, I'm obviously a new YouTuber. Like, I'm not a large YouTuber, so probably my name isn't gonna bring nobody up in here. A few people know me. Sir Ism knows me, like DJ Kuda. Some of them know me. But everybody doesn't, so I understand.
Don't worry about it. It will show. Yeah, they will show for this year. They will show. But
Absolutely.
I'm assuming, the stance that you have, that means you must watch quite a few uh male YouTube.
I
You must
watch, yes, I do. I watch both male and female. I try to keep the balance. I do watch a lot of male. I actually, just to let you know, I found out about you through a brother named Mace Taggart, and I met Mace Taggart on DJ Kuda's panel. But basically, he was talking about the interview you did with DJ Kuda, so I came to the channel and watched it. And then I don't know if you remember, but I was watching the debate between Ramil, and I wanted so bad to jump up here, but I was kind of like in the middle of a bunch of stuff at the same time in his debate. And then I just been looking through the videos and seeing everybody that you've had. So I was like, oh, okay, that seems like fun. Sir Ism also bigged you up. So I was like, yeah, this is a cool channel. And I love debates or just watching
Yeah.
them. Mhm.
Brother Ism, boy, that's my dude.
He's
The
hilarious.
Macosphere. Yeah, Brother
He's
Ism is
hilarious.
out of this world, boy. He is way off the damn chain, boy. That's my dude right there, though.
He
That
speaks
is my dude.
a lot of
Huh?
truth. He speaks a lot of
Yeah.
truth too at the
Oh
same
yeah.
time. Hmm.
Oh yeah. Brother Ism gonna blow up, man. His channel's gonna get big, man, because he has an enormous freaking personality, man. You
And then
know?
he can even try and do it. Oh, anyway. I
Let
love
me
Sir.
hold on a second. Let me go to a little sidebar because this some foolishness has entered.
Okay.
The prophet of thought. Your support of the Proud Boys is despicable to the black race. Fine sister up there, hashtag RBRN. First of all, I don't even really know too much about the Proud Boys. And that's probably, I don't know if that's RBR. Um, if it is RBR, you're out of your goddamn mind because I don't even know anything about the Proud Boys. I've heard of them, but I don't know anything about them. Therefore, it would be totally impossible for me to support them, sir. But anyway, go ahead,
I don't know
Lady
if that's
Mahogany.
no, you're right. I'm glad you addressed that. I don't know if that's the real RBR either. That doesn't sound, yeah. Oh, hold on. No, but basically, um, do you like Teapot or do you like for people to call you Xavier?
Well, people usually call me
Teapot?
X. I tell them all the time that T.P.O.T is the name of the platform. That's not my name. My name is Xavier. It's not
Oh, okay.
T.P.O.T. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I go along with it, but I prefer people call me by my name instead of because this is the platform. TPOT is the platform. This is the Prophet of
Mhm.
Thought series. There's like 16 different series on this channel. All right. So,
Uh-huh.
it's the name of the platform. It's not my name. Who the hell would
Yeah.
who the hell would name their kid Teapot any damn way? So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. TVA, what's good with it, man? I see you up there, brother. Brother Stoic, what's good with it, man? I see you up there. Brother Cortez, what's good with it, man?
Was
For
good.
those of you who have just entered, all right,
Hey,
Lady
come on.
Lady Mahogany is here, and Lady Mahogany is willing to take on the brothers. And
Yes, I am. So
she's willing to take you on two topics. First being she would like to debate any of you dudes who say women don't bring anything to the table or other races of women are better than black women. Yeah, that's right. That's what she said. So she's willing to square off. She's willing to get in a digital square circle with any of you. Any
okay.
of you. And I mean any of you.
I love it. And if you got something else that you want to, question or whatever, that's cool too. One thing about me,
Yep.
I'm pretty open. I don't like my stance is my stance. I've stayed the same since I've been on here. So
Do you have a channel? Do you have a
I
channel?
it's really small and but this year, 2021 is gonna be the year. But basically I do it part-time and I've always been part-time because really initially I just started doing it for fun. But this past year to year and a half, I really started pumping out content, especially when COVID first happened because I was laid off of work. So I was able to put out videos 3 times a week and stuff like that. But now I'm kind of falling back to once a week, sometimes once every 2 weeks. But I've done a lot of interviews with other YouTubers, and that kind of motivated me. And one of my first interviews, I've had several, LER Movement, Rashida Strober, Obsidian came over, Mace Taggart was over there, DJ Kuda did a few other people, just from all over, not just the manosphere, lots of different people. Faith, she's a female YouTuber. I can't think of them all, to be honest. I know I'm probably leaving people out. The brother, Lloyd, he's a relationship expert. He came over. I had an incel. I did an interview with an incel. So I like different types. Hey, Platinum. Okay. So I like different types of people. Keep it
Yeah.
going. Mhm.
So do I. This channel is very flexible. Many people have been on this channel. There's not too many named YouTubers that haven't been on here.
Ooh,
I've even had people on here that are outside of YouTube. So, I mean, I've done quite a few interviews, and I'm going to do quite a few this year. I have quite a few that I'm trying to book. Um, bring some people, bring some people here that people haven't seen before. You know.
well, I won't say I'm listening to you, X. Um, Jessica X, would you like to challenge me?
Uh-oh. Jessica X is here. Lady Jessica is here. Yeah, she is. I see her up there. My brother Perfect Black in the house. What's good with it, Perfect Black? My brother from Chi-Town in the house. Brother J.I. in the house. What's good with it, man? She calling you out, Lady Jessica. She's calling
Well,
you
yeah,
out.
me and Lady Jessica, I confronted, let me just give you a little background, X. I confronted Jessica X about a situation that took place between her and my sister, Rashida Strober. Basically, she was on a panel, I think it was Game Changers panel. A lot of people don't know this, but I'm a huge supporter, and I believe she's to be my friend, Rashida Strober. So basically, but I don't go around announcing that to everybody. But basically, Rashida Strober was on the panel with Jessica X, and I just felt like it was a lot of pick Misha type stuff going on. No disrespect to Jessica, but that's how I felt, and I felt like my sister was being ganged up on. And so basically, and then there was also rumors that Jessica was kind of bashing American women. And my whole thing is, you're not from the Americas, you've never been here. So how can you speak on American Black women? And so I confronted her on that. And she decides to talk about how I don't have good content because I'm a small channel and how I get so little views. Well, let's talk about that. I get so little views because I'm unknown. And you're getting a whole lot of views, but you're basically regurgitating things that you heard. If I'm lying, come up here and say that I'm lying. And at the end of the day, you started somewhere. So the views you get now, that's good. We're all happy for you. But you didn't start off getting that amount of views. So don't talk down to me. But anybody, like I said, can come challenge me. Anybody can get this smoke.
Y'all heard it. She said, anybody. Step on up to the plate, somebody. Good look on
Yeah.
that super chat, brother J.I. He says, does she think men should have financial abortions? Do you believe in that? Do you believe in the coined term of financial abortion by the architect of the financial abortion petition, brother J.I.? Do you think that men should have financial abortions, Lady Mahogany?
That is actually my first time ever hearing that term, but I mean, wow. Uh, Of course not. Nobody should have a financial abortion. I would never even think to put those two words together, but no, we should all protect our assets, right? We should all protect our belongings. But being with a woman doesn't necessarily mean that you're giving up that protection. Some women are actually really good with money. I'm one of them. I know how to save a
There,
coin. I know how to make a coin. So perhaps if you're, I don't know if you're the type of man that's staying away from a woman because you're worried about your pockets, but you might be, missing out on the opportunity to make your pockets grow if you got that type of woman. One thing I see, and I don't want to be too long-winded, but one thing I do see on here with a lot of these guys is the reason that they don't want to be with women a lot of time is because, oh, she could leave. Oh, this could happen. Oh, that can happen. But guess what else could happen? Something really positive in your life could happen if you give it a chance.
there's your answer,
Yeah.
brother J.I.
Hey, sis.
Uh-oh. Lady Jessica says, no, I don't do vulgar debates at Platinum Elite. I never heard of this woman before. And the first time I spoke to her, there were all sorts of bitches and hoes. I keep it classy.
No, you don't.
What
No, you
what
don't.
say you, Lady
Yeah,
Mahogany?
you're not. Go ahead. What do I say?
Yes.
Right. And here I go in front of all these people, Jessica. And I tried to talk to you. The blow up happened on DJ Kuda's panel is when I confronted her because she called another American woman, Sway Celeste. She called that woman trash. And I don't like I'm one of those like big sister types. And, I just had my fill. She was on a panel with Game Changer and talking shit about dark skinned women. Here I sit, a dark skinned woman. So I was just annoyed by her. So when she called Sway Celeste trash, I called her out on it. And I said, what gives you the right to call her trash? Is it because she's American and you're from Britain? Or do you think you're better than her? So I called her out on it. And then I'm not going to lie. Like I told you, I kind of got a sharp tongue at times. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I just don't have patience for a bunch of BS. You disrespected that woman, and I felt some kind of way, so I disrespected you. I was trying to actually continue the conversation and apologize to you because you didn't deserve that. But then once you decided to come for my small channel, okay, and say that I have nothing to say or nobody wants to watch me, then that's when I had to come for you. And let's talk about this whole, because that really does bother me. Like I said, everybody has to start somewhere. And just because a person might have a small channel, it doesn't mean that what they're saying is not on point. It doesn't mean that it's not true. The fact is, if you've been on YouTube long enough, we all know that Negroes like the fuckery. So if you're not really doing a whole lot of fuckery, which I really don't, I speak the truth as I see it. So when you're not doing a whole lot of fuckery, you're not going to get the views that say somebody that is, or somebody that's spewing talking points that's really popular, Jessica. Like the mammy type of talking points, the type of shit that you like to talk about, the colorism shit. That was really popping at that time.
Mm. So you and I assume Lady Jessica have a little bit of a history. Is that what it
I
is?
It is. I went for, like I said, she called that young lady trash and I got mad and I went to popping off and then she decided to go pull up my channel and share it on DJ Kuna's panel. Thank you for the promotion, boo. I really do appreciate it. I think I gained a few subscribers over that, so thank you. And but just try to drag me because of it. And she's like, oh, I've got this, I've got that. People watch me. Girl, we know why they watch you. We know why they watch you. And let's face it, they're not really watching you. They're watching your picture. So don't come for me. Come up here. If you want to talk to me, come up here. Otherwise, be quiet. Sit down.
Yeah. And that goes for everybody. Lady Mahogany is here to throw down. Maybe we should give y'all a few moments to think it over. So, what I'm willing to do is this. Yeah. So Anybody who wants to step up here, Lady Mahogany is here to take on all comers. Y'all know how we do this challenge thing. I was actually surprised that you hit me up because usually women don't really hit me up talking about debates. You know, a few do here and there, but I was actually kind of shocked for you to hit me up and say you wanted to debate. I was actually shocked at that. 'Cause I don't get a lot of those. I don't get a lot of those write ups. You know, it's usually brothers, not females, saying they literally want to debate. You know, that
You
doesn't
really
happen that
don't.
often.
It doesn't happen, and because I've been looking myself for more women. I love strong women. Um, because it's not easy to be a woman in this space, a woman having opinion about what some would feel are men issues. But to me, like I said, I look at it as more of our people issues. If the black man has an issue, we have an issue. If we have an issue, the black man has an issue. I don't think you can separate us. And then talking about building the community and then talk about building family. You can't separate us and then do that, in my opinion. But basically, it's not easy. And you are going to I've gotten people saying all kinds of things about me, disrespecting me, and you have to be strong. You have to have thick skin. Um, and there have been times where I'm gonna keep it real with you, where I've been almost. I almost hate to admit this because I really like to pretend to be a hard something, something. But there have been times I've been almost at tears with some of the things people have said about me. Um, that weren't true and not valid, and they really don't understand me as a person. They might have seen one thing or seen me on one platform and just decided to form an opinion without really knowing the facts, without really checking my channel out to see the type of person I really am. um,
Mm.
and I go hard, and I get it. They don't know the other side. That's why on my channel I do try to show a softer side, because when I'm passionate about something, and it's all out of love though. Like, I love our people so much. It's all out of love, and I think that's why I just don't have like a lot of patience for a lot of fuckery, because I think we do that a lot, and we don't take certain things seriously when we really need to. Look what's going on right now in the country, around the world. Look what's going on right now. Okay, Washington is on fire, and we sitting up
Yeah.
here. I just want us to take certain things more seriously. That's all.
Okay.
Mhm.
Another super chat from Brother J.I. Appreciate that, Brother J.I. That $2 super chat. He said, should women lose their abortion rights?
Ooh, that's a good question. This is a really hard subject. I'm not going to be a pick me and say what sounds good. I'm going to tell you my experience with it and what I honestly think from the bottom of my heart. I grew up in the church. I do not believe, I'm one of those Southern people, I don't believe in abortion. However, I was in the military, and some of the things that I saw, I had a very close friend. We're still friends to this day. But basically, she was in a situation where she had to, or she felt like she had to go through that. And she asked me to be there with her. And it was one of the hardest things for me, somebody who really doesn't support that, but she was my best friend, and I saw what she was going through. Um, it was one of the hardest, even to this day. I still, as somebody who's really deeply rooted in faith, it's something that I really wrestled with, just being her support. um Even though I didn't really agree with it. I'm sorry, I'm taking you all around the rosemary bush with this answer, but basically, this is how I feel about it. I think there should be certain circumstances where, such as rape, as in my friend's case, um molestation, child abuse. There are certain young girls, and I don't want to put people's business out, that are going through a whole lot, and they feel like that's their only way. I know it's not, but at the same time, I don't feel like it's my place to like make that type of judgment. Like, when I was sitting there with my good friend, I didn't feel like it was my place to. I tried to talk her out of it, but I knew what had happened to her, and I knew how she felt about it. So once she made up her mind, it was like, me as a sister, I had to stand by her. But to answer it, no, I don't believe in it. No, I don't think it's right. I do know that's something that I struggle um, with the Democrat Party, because they promote that big, and it's a major killer of our people. So I know this. Now that I know. Um, thousands upon thousands of black babies are aborted every year, and it's disgusting. But I also say that is a product of the kind of the result. But there's things going on in our community that's kind of equating to that. So we got to look at those things. We don't want to, but we got to look at why so many young women feel like they have no option, no other place to go, no other choice. Like they feel like they have no help, no support. Why is it that they feel that way? Nobody wants to talk about that, but it's real, and we can't pretend that it's not. But to answer the question, I won't say that they should lose their rights, because I do think in certain circumstances that, like in my friend's case, that where she was raped uh, by multiple men, I could understand. I couldn't ask her, oh, don't do this. Does that make sense, T.P.O.T? I get emotional. This happened years ago, and I still get emotional about it. Yeah,
Well,
it's
I listen to all sides.
yeah,
TPOT
exactly,
is a relatively neutral thing
exactly.
here, except when I'm on by myself, then I talk my shit. But we got my brother
Sure.
Perfectabilis says I want to debate with Mahogany about how pretty she is. That's if she disagrees. Brother Perfectabilis trying to holler.
We've been in several chat rooms together. I when they used to have Google, I reached out to him when I was starting my channel, so I remember that, brother. It's good to see you.
Oh yeah, that's my dude right there, man. That's my dude. You got to get back up here, brother Perfectabilis, man, so we can rap, man. It's been a while, my brother. But I want to let you know, Lady Mahogany, that you have 2 challengers.
Oh, okay.
I'm waiting for them to come in. I'm waiting for them to come in now. I sent the email out, brothers. So go ahead, check your emails, and you can come up here and square off with
Derek,
Lady Mahogany.
I see Little Big Nate. How you doing, Little Big Nate? I praise
Oh
him.
yeah, that's my boy right there. That's my boy. I just spoke to him on the phone the other day. So you know, I'm pretty
Love him.
sure brother Nate will want to take his shot as well. I'm sure he will
Boy,
want to square off.
you guys.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
and
he will.
let me just say this, and I hate to keep on going back to Jessica, but I actually did feel bad for yelling and cursing at her the way I did. And I don't have anything against her. I really don't. Sometimes, like I was saying before, sometimes stuff gets heated and you bump heads, but there's no shade. Her channel is growing, and I want to say from one sister to another, I'm happy that your channel is growing. I'm not a hater, okay? But just don't ever come for me. But we cool. Yeah. I've listened. After all that happened, I went and listened to one of her lives. And I actually, some of the things she was saying, I actually agreed with. I never told her that, but I figure I'd say that now since she was in the building.
All right, your challengers have arrived.
Okay.
Brother J.I., Brother TVA, what's good with it? So
Hey.
I'm
Hey, what's up? Can you hear
assuming,
me?
yeah, I can hear you. I'm
All right.
assuming y'all both are up here to challenge Lady Mahogany's views.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
Who do you wish to take on first, Lady Mahogany?
Well, since I think he came up first, I'll take him on first.
All right. So, brother J.I., what exactly do you want to square off with Lady Mahogany on?
On the should men have financial abortion?
Okay. Cool.
All
Yeah.
Because
right.
she said she was against it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All righty then. Let me go over the rules right quick. First, what we do is something called opening statements. Those opening statements are 5 minutes per debater. We do that, and then we go into something called a rebuttal round. Rebuttal round is 4 minutes per debater. And after that, we go into something called rapid fire. Rapid fire will be clocked. You have 10 minutes. There'll be no referee, there'll be no moderator. Y'all will go mano a mano, hand to hand for 10 minutes. Then after that, we do closing statements, and then we'll take some questions from the audience. And y'all know how we do it. If you want to ask a damn question, those questions must be super chatted or I will not read them. All right. So y'all ready? Everybody got the rules? Well, brother JI, you part of the league. You already know what they are. But
Yes, sir.
Lady Mahoghany,
Yes.
all right. So I'm assuming you are the anti. Well, wait a minute before we go. So you're against financial abortion, Lady Mahoghany, right? You're
Right.
against it. All right. So that means you go first because the anti goes first. 5 minutes on the clock. Hold up. Let me get the clock up here, y'all. Let me get the clock set up here.
Peace to the chat. Hey, Laura. Hey, Nicer. All you guys, third board. Maze.
Mm-hmm. Ain't got my glasses on, y'all, so y'all gotta bear with me and shit. All right. 5 minutes on the clock. Lady Mahoghany, pull the trigger. Opening statements.
Okay.
It's on you.
All right. So
Wait a
I
minute.
am
Wait a
against.
minute. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I don't know what the hell's going on with the clock here.
Can I ask a question though?
Yeah, go ahead.
His topic is a little bit different than mine. Can he start first? And I just rebut it? Or no?
No, you got to go first because you're against
Yeah.
it. So you got to go first.
You're the negative, so you go first. You ready?
Okay.
5 minutes on the clock.
Yes.
Pull the trigger. Opening statements.
All right. So financial abortion, this is the first time I've ever even heard this term, but I am definitely a woman about her money, about her bread. Everybody knows that. If you watch my channel, I'm all about a coin and saving it and making it and building on it. Networking with other Black folks. I'm big on that.
Hold on a second, Lady Mahoghany. Hold on a second.
Okay.
We're having some technical difficulties with our damn clocking system.
You might have to use another clock.
Our clocking
I
system
really
is having some technical difficulties back here. God damn it. I don't know why.
I don't mean to interrupt, but does she even know what financial abortion is? Or
Well,
Come on, man. Give her credit. She's not retarded, man.
like where men are pretty much throwing their money away. That's what it sounds like. Or people are throwing their money away. Right?
She knows what it is, man. She's older than 12 years old. She has reading comprehension. She knows what both
Well, a lot
those
of
words mean.
people are stupid. That's what they think. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not stupid. I'm giving you more credit than that. She knows what it means.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna try this one more time.
Okay.
Before she even starts, just see if the clock will work. No, it's not working.
I don't need the
All
whole
right,
5 minutes.
hold on. We're gonna do another clock. I got another clock. We'll do that.
Okay.
Because we like to clock these things.
I get straight to the point. That's it.
Hey, to the other guy that's here, I don't know the name, but that's a cool looking picture, man.
It is.
I appreciate
Got a
it, man.
firebender?
I had to pick some. I'm ugly in real life, so I had to pick something cool.
Look, it reminds me of Firebender from Avatar, Last Airbender.
Life of the Grandmaster Troll.
No, honestly, it's some shit I found on DeviantArt, like Google Images.
All right. You ready, Lady Mahoghany? 5 minutes
Yes.
on the clock. Pull the trigger.
All right. So, of course, I'm against financial abortion. I'm a lady that's always been about her bread, always been about her money and building, saving money. I talk about that a lot on my channel. I've talked about the importance of Black people networking with other Black people. So, of course, I'm not for any man throwing away his money. But like I said, just because a man gets, I think people make the assumption, especially people who are very negative when it comes to relationships with Black women. They feel like if they get into a relationship, or with any woman, they feel like if they get into a relationship with women that they're risking their money and the things that they have. But like I said before, if you find someone that's smart, that's actually good with money, and this is where vetting a person before you get involved with them, talking to a person, getting into their head instead of between their legs, this is when you can figure out, oh, this person's really smart. Maybe I can build with her or him. Maybe I can actually get a bag instead of thinking about somebody taking your bag. It's that type of pessimistic thinking that I think have a lot of people on YouTube stuck. I'm not talking about anybody specifically, but I've heard that type of rhetoric before. Basically, it's the notion that if you take a chance on a woman, God forbid, fall in love and actually marry, because then, oh, she can take your money. Don't get her pregnant because then, oh, she can take your money for child support. Just basically don't live your life because she can take your money. But get this, check this out. Me and my man came together. He had sense, I had sense, and we put our sense together and we made more money. We made more sense. So it's my thing is you can't live your life on the what ifs and the negatives and this could happen and that can happen. A lot of things can happen, but you got one life to live and you better live it because it is mighty short. And so just this constant worry, and that's something that I know is that I hate to say it, but people who don't tend to have a lot of money, they constantly worry about money. I know because I was one of them. They constantly worry about money, but they don't really know how to make it. Once you learn, let me tell y'all something. Once you learn one time how to get a bag, you'll always know how to get a bag. And nobody can take that knowledge away from you. Nobody. You might make a mistake. You might slip up, trust somebody you shouldn't trust. Okay, cool. You learn. You know what I'm saying? You learn. They taught you a lesson. Appreciate them and move the hell on. But you got to take chances on things. You got to take chances on people, or you're gonna stay stuck. Um, what I got right now, I didn't get by myself. I got it from trusting people. Um, my man trusted me, and we put our incomes together, and it works for us. So it's not all about, oh, don't get with a woman because she'll take your money. I just think that's a really negative way to think about it. And in the long run, I don't think it's very healthy, and I don't think it's a very happy way to live. You shouldn't be constantly worried about somebody that can hurt you, you know? So that's really all I have to say on that. Like I said, I've talked a lot about Black people connecting with other Black people and building and sharing the money, making the money go around. I don't just talk it, I walk it. I have proof that this is how I live my life. I will go halfway across town before I go to McDonald's, you know what I'm saying, and go to the Black owned vegan store. So it's that type of thing. What else about financial abortion? The fact is, you don't need somebody to cause you financial abortion. If you're not smart and you're just not wise with money, you can be your own financial abortion. Ignorance is financial abortion. Laziness is financial abortion. Okay? Um, freaking substance abuse is financial abortion. And how much of this stuff do we have in our communities? We have a lot of this stuff. So women, you getting a woman, it really is, in my opinion, the last of your worries. Get your mind right. Really, honestly. I feel like that will help you get a bag, keep a bag, share a bag. But worrying about women, that's the least of your worries, in my opinion, as far as these men I see on YouTube. I don't know these brothers personally. I'm just talking about in general with our people. Um, that's really it, brother. I don't really have much more.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, just go ahead and give it to me, X.
You want that 26 seconds?
You don't even gotta ask, sir.
All right. 5:26 on the clock.
All
Brother
right.
J.I., pull the trigger.
All right, so here we go. Notice when I super chatted earlier, she got real long-winded, not saying anything to the point. The answer to the question was no. See, women are real good about coding up around what serves them. Men, pay attention. Okay. She went through a long diatribe earlier, which is very telling about how she thinks it's spiritually wrong or whatever. It's against her religion. But when her bestie wanted to get an abortion, she was her accomplice through it. and was right there by her side. And she does not want to see women lose their rights. Now, she just went through this long spiel about vetting women. This is not about vetting a woman. And we all know that you cannot vet someone and have that as an assurity that they won't change later on. That's not how life works. You have people married for years and things go left. 20 years, things go left. To pretend that this is an issue of vetting, this is a tactic that they use to try to make it seem like men are lazy. You just chose wrong. No matter what you did, how long you dated, it's all a lie. What it comes down to is equality under the law. Women don't want men to have it, no matter what. They do not want men having the same rights on that playing field because they know they would end up alone. Now, she did all this get the bag talk. Never once did she condemn women for their foolishness. The law allows this. Financial abortion is a man being able to say, hey, you got pregnant. I don't want anything to do with it. And you can't hold me responsible financially. Period. The same way a woman can get an abortion for any reason and her best friend got one. Okay. Per her words, because I don't know this woman, but her best friend got one. But guess who didn't have a choice in that matter? That man. That man couldn't stop her from getting an abortion, and he could not force her to get an abortion. When it comes to post conception, women have all of the control, yet it's men who end up in prison, end up losing licenses, end up losing passports, end up getting hit with back child support for children they did not even know existed because these laws allow them to. Now, a sane person would understand this is unfair. If a woman can get rid of her responsibility, a man should also be able to get rid of his responsibility. This has nothing to do with being responsible. This has nothing to do with vetting. All that you should pick someone or you're afraid to get hurt. This is all foolishness because guess what? When women were being hurt, they have no problem marching and fighting for their laws. That's why they have Roe v. Wade. When women fought for the right for abortion, men weren't telling them, they didn't listen to men telling them, oh, you're just afraid that you're going to get hurt. They don't care. Women understand that they're going to do what's best for them. Men, we have to adopt this same mindset. We should not even listen to the words that come out of their mouth. It's illogical because for her to say that women should not lose the right to abortion, but that men should not have the same right just financially, that shows you that she's a hypocrite. That's off the bat. So off the jump, you already know you're talking to someone that's a hypocrite. Now, I don't blame women for this because obviously it makes sense to do what benefits you at the expense of another party. And they don't care. We all know that women don't care about the long-term ramifications for the child. If they did, then they would only get pregnant inside of wedlock because now in 2021, they have full control, full rights over their bodies. So if they cared about family and children, they would only allow themselves to get pregnant by men who they were married to already. They don't care about family. She spent all that time talking about get the bag. If you get your money right, you won't care. Shaming language, trying to make it seem like it's something wrong with you for caring about what's in your best interest. Guess what? They didn't, when they were fighting for their abortion rights, it was for rich women and for poor women alike. There was no distinction made. They just have the rights over their bodies. Men, pay attention to the deception that they use and understand why they do it. Okay, it's in their nature. This is what it is. Everything she said had nothing to do with admitting that the laws are unfair as they are. They're not going to point to the laws being unfair. They do not care that it's unfair that if she gets pregnant for any reason, when she pulls up at an abortion clinic, they're not asking her, hey, how long did you vet this person? Hey, how well did you know this person? Were you married? No, no, no. She has the ability to get rid of it, drop it off at a fire station. She doesn't even have to tell the man it exists. She can come back years later, hit the man for back child support. Happens all the time. They do not care about men's lives being destroyed over decisions that they weren't even a part of. You can hit a chick off a one night stand and she can come back and hit you with child support. They just have children just to have them. Don't listen to these lies. The laws are unfair. And that's why men deserve financial abortion. Well, I'm out of time.
All right, that's going to be time. So now we go into the rebuttal round. 4 minutes per debater. Lady Mahogany, you're up. Pull the trigger. Rebuttal round.
Okay, let me just say this. So now that I understand, and shout out to Platinum Elite, Stoic, and New York Songman, because I see them in the chat saying that I didn't know what financial abortion was. And I guess I didn't, because I've heard people use that term, but it wasn't the way he's saying. So what you're saying, now that I have clarification, what you're saying is financial abortion is when basically men have no option in whether the woman have the abortion or not, right? Whether they have to take care of the child or not if the woman chooses to carry the child. First of all, let's deal with the real. Nobody forced you to insert your penis into that woman unprotected, okay? Because we all grown-ups in this motherfucker, right? Nobody forced you to lay down with that woman, whether you had her from the front, from the back, from the side, okay? You made that decision. So with that, and you being a logical thinking person, you understand how babies are made. You understand that there's a chance that that woman could get pregnant. So with that, you're taking a chance. You want to sit up here and talk about how women don't care and they don't care about lives, but it sounds you're equally responsible. It takes two. A woman I can bust my legs open here wide the fuck open. I can't impregnate myself. I need a man to do it. So it's two people that take responsibility. Enough of this bullshit with a lot of these black men running around blaming everything on women. Are you not a man? Are you not the head? Are you not the lead? So that means you need to be thinking, forwardly thinking, and stop blaming everything on the weaker sex. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. It's a bunch of bullshit. And the reason I took so long and went all around the Maryberry bush, because I really did not have an understanding of what you're talking about, but now I got you. Okay? So this whole idea that women can just pretty much take you, drag you through the coals without your permission, without you knowing, is absolutely foolishness, because she did not rape you 9 times out of 10. My son got here with 2 people participating in the action. We all know how this works. So once you do that, you realize that you're susceptible to anything happening. So if you don't want it to happen, protect yourself, protect that woman, protect your life, protect your finances. That way you're not sitting back 10 years from now on YouTube crying about women and how they taking you for everything you got, because you got control of your life and of your pants and what's in it. One thing you people can learn, like I said, I'm new to some of y'all, but I'm not the one. I'm really not the one to play with. So like I said, I'm glad, shout out to Platinum Elite, Stoic, and New York Summer for clarifying that for me. Now I understand. Now I got you. This really is no debate. There's nothing debatable about this. Protect yourself, then you don't have to worry about it. That happens before the action. Protection happens before the action. That's why it's called protection. So that's it.
All right. Brother J.I., do you want those
Go
40
ahead. Go ahead.
seconds?
You already know I do. You already know I
All
do,
right.
good man.
All right. 4 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. Brother J.I., pull the trigger. You up, sir.
All right. Now, men, those of you that read my petition, it's amazing how I already out. She's never read my petition. She doesn't know anything about me. I don't know anything about her. Yet my petition addressed every point she just said. How can this be? I'll tell you how. They all say the same things. Crying. She said, "Oh, protect yourself, and so you won't have to be crying." Now notice the shaming language again. Men are crying when they're talking about things that affect their lives. Shout out to Mr. Palmer with the Fuck Child Support movement. This is a prime example right here of how women do not care what happens to men. When women fight for their rights, it's not considered crying. Okay. She spoke about this weaker sex argument. See, they try to play both sides of the field. They want to be equal in one breath, then they want to be the weaker sex in the next. They do what suits them. That's why I cry out to men. Men, you must understand what we are up against. Okay. This weaker sex argument does not hold up in a court of law because men and women are equal under the law, or at least they should be treated equally under the law. She pointed at something big. I don't know if she understood what she said when she said it. She said, "You're crying about what happened after the fact, but I can't get pregnant by myself." This is very true. But after she is pregnant, the woman holds all the power. So essentially, what she said is to those of you talking about, you clarified in the chat, she knows what it means because her position hasn't changed after your quote unquote revelation. So she knows exactly what she's talking about. Okay. That's why her position hasn't changed. So when she said that she can't get pregnant by herself, she understands that after she is pregnant, she holds all the power. This is unfair. She does not care that it's unfair. It's akin to a man saying before women could vote, "Oh, you don't like how things are? Tough. Suck it up." But what did women do? They fought for their rights. They pushed for their agenda so much so that we're to a point that is lopsided, okay, in our country because men have allowed this to. She said one thing that is really true, this weaker sex thing, even though the law doesn't see it that way, men, we allow this because too many of us allow this to happen. Okay, because we have not stood up and fought to keep these inequities from happening. All of this is a product of the law. She could not do this in the 1900s. They could not do it. No, they couldn't. This is a relatively new phenomenon. They do not care. Notice she didn't say anything about allowing her husband to get her pregnant. They do not care about families. Okay, I'm talking about women in general. Women, a woman that would allow herself to get pregnant outside of marriage, you guys, it's no surprise. You've heard me say it. They hate their children. They do not care about those kids because how could you have a child in an unwanted situation if you cared about it? You wouldn't. But she's going to harp. She stands for my body, my choice. She's not for women losing their rights. She's not for women being forced to do anything that is unbeneficial to them. And when the shoe is on the other foot, she understands this. But for men, she wants to say, "Suck it up. Why are you crying? You should have made a better decision, blah, 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 blah." I'm for equality under the law. I believe men and women need to be treated equally under the law. So if that woman can get an abortion, a man needs to be able to have an abortion too, because it controls that man's life just as much. I'm all for the woman being able to do whatever she wants with her body. If she wants to have 13 kids, let her do it, whatever. Who cares? We all know that most of them hate their children anyway. That's why they don't bother to have a husband first so they can have a family. They just want to have a kid because they can. And that's fine. But what the women need to understand is it's my wallet, my choice. If a man doesn't want to deal with you or that child, he should not have to. We do not live in an age of morality. We live in an age of chaos and quote unquote equality under the law, and the laws need to reflect that. This, you need to man up, choose better, all this stuff. No, 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 no. That is from a time when men had total control and women did not have rights. Now that you do, things must change. There's no weaker sex anymore. You're equal under the law, but it's unfair that you control everything that happens after you're pregnant. And a man has no recourse over his fate. Okay, that's time.
All right, that's going to be time. Now we're going to go into rapid fire, and y'all know how rapid fire works. Head to head verbal contact. So, Lady Mahoghany, we left off with Brother J.I., so you get to pull the trigger. This is rapid fire.
Well, real quick before we start,
Go ahead.
So basically we just talk to each other, but it doesn't
Yep.
matter. Okay.
Yep. Mano y mano. Pull the trigger. You
Okay.
start first.
That's fine. Okay, so I wrote down some things that he said, and I want to address a few things. First of all, you said that women who are pregnant, basically women who are not married and get pregnant, that they don't love their kids. Well, I got a question for you. So the men who are getting them pregnant and aren't marrying them, does that mean that they don't love their kids? Because this thing goes both ways. Another thing that you said was in the 1900s,
hold on.
women
Let's
can
deal
do
with it
this.
one
In
at a
the
time because
1900s,
you wrote it down. So let's deal with it one at a time. So the first question
okay.
you said was, does that apply to men?
Yeah.
Is that the first question? Right. So here's what I'm going to tell you. No,
Yeah.
because men will tell the woman they do not want the kid. Looks like you eloquently put it. A woman gets pregnant. The man does not get pregnant. The man was just getting a nut. Okay. The woman allowed herself to get pregnant. Listen, it's her body. She is over full control over whether or not she gets pregnant or not. Okay. She can be on birth control. She can make the man use a condom, whatever. It is her body. So it's fully in her control if she allows herself to become pregnant. Let's stop there. Do you agree on that? Do we agree
No.
on that?
No, we don't.
No.
Because you have control over your penis and
No,
your
no, no, no,
sperm.
no. How can a woman? I said you. So how can a woman? I'm not going to get pregnant. So how can a woman not be in
But
control of if
you
she gets
could
pregnant?
possibly get her pregnant. So how are
No,
you
no,
not
no.
in?
How can I said I'm responsible for fucking you? How can a woman not be in control of if she gets pregnant?
How can you not be in control of getting a woman pregnant? It goes both
Because
ways.
all I can do is come in you. If you're on birth control, I can't get you pregnant. Okay. If you are on birth control, I can't get you pregnant. If you don't allow me to have sex with you without a condom, I can't get you pregnant.
What do you mean
If I do have sex with you against your will, that's called rape. So how
What
is a woman?
You don't have enough sense to strap yourself up to make sure that you're straight for
Whoa,
your
whoa,
own.
whoa, 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 whoa. I'm just trying to get a nut. I'm being irresponsible. All I want is a nut. I'm talking about you. How are you not in control? Okay,
Okay,
of
now
if you get pregnant or not?
so you just admitted that you're irresponsible.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not fucking with you.
So then you're in control of if you get pregnant or
I'm
not,
in control
correct?
of me. You're in control of you. This
No,
goes
so you're
both
right.
ways.
So you're in control of if you get pregnant or not. We agree. You're in control of you. I'm in control of me. So you're in control of if you get pregnant or not. Agreed?
And you're in control of whether or not I get pregnant. This goes both ways. You're not listen,
No,
motherfucker.
it's not a both way thing.
Twisting this shit up on me. It's not
It's not
happening.
a both way thing. I just agreed with you. What do you mean twisting up?
Okay,
You're in control of
then we
you.
agree to disagree. Because I know
You're
that
in
it takes
control of
motherfuckers
you,
to
and
get
I'm in
pregnant. It
control of
doesn't
me.
take me. Okay? It takes two people. It takes your penis and my motherfucking coochie. It does not just take one person. So get off the stupid shit. You're not gonna get me with the
Let me ask you a question. Is it
stupid shit.
possible
That
that we
sounds
can have
stupid.
sex?
If two people
Hold on,
get
let me ask you a
together,
question
it
then.
takes not
All right, let me ask you this then. Is it possible that we
after.
can have sex and you not get pregnant? Is that possible?
Of course.
Can you be on birth control and allow yourself not to get pregnant? Is that possible?
That's true.
So
Is it
it is
possible
on
to
you. It's on you if you allow yourself to get pregnant.
Like I said, let's agree to disagree. Let's move right the fuck along because you're not going to run me down about this, nigga. You're not going to run me down about this shit. I'm tired of you
Run you
motherfuckers
down about what?
a bunch of stupid shit. Oh, it's the women this, it's the women that. When you going to drop your motherfucking nuts? When you going to take some responsibility? Stop telling women to be the fucking head. You the head. You don't want me pregnant? You make sure I don't get pregnant. And if I have common sense, will do the same thing. We work together. That's how this shit works. I don't know who you think I am, but you're not going to run and toss and twist this shit around on me. I said what the fuck
What
I
is
said.
twisting around?
And I said that it takes two, and that's what I mean. So let's move on to the next question.
What is being twisted around? That's illogical, everything that you
Because
just
you
said.
trying to run me down about the answer I gave. I gave you my answer. That's it. You can't run me down. I'm not.
The rest isn't going to make sense if we can't agree
you cannot
on
run
whose
me down.
responsibility that it is.
You
It's
can't
not
do.
running you down,
You
number
are
one.
entitled
But
to
the
your
rest is not
I'm
going to
entitled
make
to mine.
sense.
You're not going to change my mind.
The
What
rest
you're
is not
saying
going to make sense
That's why
if
there's
we
so
can't come
many
to a
women
consensus
listening
on
to you
this.
that have baby mothers. I'm not a baby mother. I was married.
Nobody's talking about you
I
being
know
married
you're
or
not
not.
talking about me, but I'm using me. I'm the best example there is, motherfucker, because I'm the type of woman that you guys need to hear. We're not all
Is
going to
that
be
right?
and allow you guys to bend and fold us and twist us like a motherfucking pretzel. I said what I said. Next question.
You were the
And the
one
next
asking the question.
question is, did you say in the 1900s that we can do this? You're right. We can do a lot, and neither could your black ass. And what? Stop blaming black women for every goddamn thing.
Why couldn't black men do a lot in 1900? Elaborate on that. Why couldn't?
Why do you think? What kind of
Tell me.
position?
Tell me why you said it.
Were we subservient to white people, or were we not?
Tell
You're going
me.
to
Were
deny
we?
that? You're going to argue with me about that?
Tell me. Were we? Tell me.
I'm not. See, get this motherfucker.
That's what you said.
I don't got time for it because you wasting my
See,
time.
you
I don't have
can't
time for the
back up
foolishness.
what you said. A simple person
I
would, that's
can
what they
back up
believe, they would have said yes.
And I'm not going to
See,
allow
you're
you to
disingenuous from the
twist me
gate.
like the rest of these motherfucking weak bitches. You're not going to do it to me. You don't know who you're
Twist
dealing
you into
with.
what?
This is what goes
Twist
on, y'all.
you into
This
what?
is what goes on this side of YouTube. These men get on here and start talking a bunch of foolishness. And when a woman stands firm on her fucking 10 toes, then they want to argue you down until you agree. You're not going to get me to agree with that because I don't. It's
Well,
foolish.
first off, I'm not arguing you to agree. I'm talking to the audience. This is an argument. This is a debate. That's the point of this. So don't speak as if it's just out of place. That's first of all. You're trying to make it seem like that's not the point of this when it is the point of this. Number one. Number two, if you say something, that's what you mean. If you believe we were subservient, you said we were subservient, then just say that. I don't understand. It's not a trick question.
I said it. You are up here. You are up here to debate me. Okay.
We're up here having a debate, so we're debating each other. By definition.
What do you have to say? What else do you have to say?
What was the next thing on that list that you had? You said you wrote down things you wanted to address. I'm about to address them.
So the men that have sex with these unmarried women and they have babies with them, do they hate their children also? Since you said we hate our children if we have babies out of wedlock.
They can't hate them. They never wanted them.
So all these men out here being raised by single mothers, they weren't wanted, they weren't loved. Listen to the things.
By the men, by definition, if the man did not want them, if the man was just, I'm about to answer your question. If the man was just having sex, she was just a jump off. They weren't even in a relationship. The man let her know, told you, I don't want these kids. He didn't want them. So you can say he doesn't love them. He didn't want them. So why would you have? So let's go through the rest of them so I can ask you my questions. What else did you write down?
Those were the three main things. Those three main comments.
Okay, so let me ask you. You already said that women should not. Do you believe that abortion is murder?
I do.
You do. So do you believe your friend that had an abortion, you believe she's a murderer?
That woman was raped. Gang raped.
Do you she had an abortion? You believe she's a murderer? That's yes or no?
Not in that circumstances. It's
that's
about
yes or no. So now there's special circumstances where what you said abortion is murder. But there's certain circumstances where it's not murder.
I said that. I did. And the incest of rape, molestation, or child abuse.
It's just illogical because that doesn't change what the action is. That changes what the cause is. So if you believe that it's murder, it would be murder when one did it or another did it. I'm just talking so the audience can understand that they will change anything as it suits them. So let me ask you, why do so many women have children that are unwanted?
I said earlier, watch the replay, honey. I said that there's certain circumstances.
Why do so many women have children that are unwanted? That's my question to you.
I don't know women that have unwanted children. The women I know love their children.
Okay. Well, let's look at this. Let's look at the stats of the broader picture of the single homes in our community. Do you think that stats are invalid?
I think, like I said earlier, there's a lot of stats that are not written by us, that are given to us to make us think the worst of each other. And you motherfucker, whoever that was that called me a hyena, you goddamn right.
So you believe that those stats are lies, is what you're saying?
I'm saying a lot of them are. They're not written by.
Okay, so a lot of stats are lies. So let's take this stat, the over 70% single motherhood for Black women. Do you believe that that's a lie?
No, I don't. In that situation, no, I don't believe that's a lie.
Okay, so so why do you think that is? Because this is not a new phenomenon. And to me, I don't think y'all are stupid. That's why I say y'all do it on purpose, because you hate your children, whoever does that. I don't think that you're stupid. So why do you think so many women choose to have children outside of wedlock?
I think for
when
a
they've
lot
seen their mothers, parents, sisters, and everything do this, is it not common sense? What do you think?
Because it's not just them. You understand that these are human beings in the community from a fucking disenfranchised community. They're doing what they know. They don't know it. A lot of young girls don't even know what they're doing. They don't understand it.
You don't think that they understand that they're getting?
That's time, folks.
Man.
Now we go into closing statements. We let off with Lady Mahoghany. So, Brother J.I., you will lead off in closing statements. 5 minutes on the clock. Brother J.I., pull the trigger. Closing statements.
All right. As always, appreciate you, Brother X, for hosting these debates, allowing us to get it off, have these types of conversations. It's really needed. Let me close by saying this. What we're talking about is a matter of the law and equality in the law. Okay. It's unfair. That time flew by. I didn't get to ask all the questions I wanted to. The time flew by. But it's unfair under the law that a woman can basically, what abortion is a woman absolving herself of all responsibility from a decision that she made. But men do not have that equal. Saying that a man can just walk away, that's not the same as having an abortion. Because when you have an abortion, the government isn't hounding you. When you give a child up for adoption, the government isn't hounding you for child support. The government isn't hounding you, threatening to throw you in prison, threatening to take your license, but making your life a living hell. The government's not doing that if the woman chooses to get rid of it. Even though it takes two, quote unquote, it doesn't take two for that woman to have that abortion. It just takes one, just her. A man cannot force a woman to have an abortion. If a man makes a woman have an abortion, they call it murder, and he is punished for murder. A man cannot force a woman not to have an abortion. There are countless stories you can read online of men, some of them even married men, that wanted their wife or the woman to keep the child, just have it, just give it to me, I'll raise it. And they said no. And that man was helpless to stop them. Okay, these are byproducts of the laws that are in place. This is not right. This is unfair by definition. It is unfair. If the woman can have an abortion, a man should be able to have the financial equivalent. Let me make this clear for the slow people. I believe that the man should be able to have financial abortion because I don't believe in infringing upon a woman's body. So I don't believe that a man should be able to force a woman to have a child or get rid of it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that a man should be able to choose whether or not he wants to be held responsibly liable, held financially liable for a child. And he deserves that right. And he doesn't have to earn it just as a default. Men deserve that right. Okay, meaning they shouldn't be any special stipulations on it. None of that. Outside of the fact that he should have the same window when he finds out, about 3 to 4 months. He should have about 3 to 4 months once he's made known to be able to have it, because women have that same window. All right, vary state to state, but they have that same ability to absolve themselves of a decision that they made. All right. Now, touching on the point of the who's allowed to get pregnant. Listen, this is 2021. Everybody's in control of their own body. A woman, regardless of what foolishness they will spew, okay, a woman alone is responsible for if she gets pregnant or not. She chooses if she has sex. She chooses if she guards her body with birth control. She chooses if a woman chooses, she might get pregnant on accident. She's having a baby on purpose. Women are the gatekeepers of life in our society per the law. That's the law. Now, yes, men could tomorrow raise up, say to hell with all these laws, and go back to caveman days where you just knock a woman upside the head and get the results that you want. But that's I promise you that's not what women want. Nor is that what men want to do. When they say this man up thing, I don't think that a lot of them understand what the end road of that whole man up, be the head, take charge. I don't believe they understand what the logical conclusion of that is. If men tomorrow decided, you know what, we're done being nice about this, we're forcing our way, it would be probably I will give them a week at most of the few women that would fight back, they would be slaughtered. Okay, and then it would go back to caveman rule. That's not what women want, but that's the end role of this whole man up, take it, be a man, take charge or whatever. That's the logical conclusion of that type of rhetoric. I don't believe they understand it, because if they did, they would not champion those types of ideologies, because that's where that leads to. And then they would be helpless to stop that. They could not, women cannot physically stand against men. So this whole, even pushing this as a law, the fact that men even have these debates and conversations in these civil ways is a testament to men's mercy and grace, honestly, wholesale. So men, if you're out there, if you've not signed my petition, go ahead and sign it. After this, I'm gonna drop it in the chat. For equality under the law, men have to have financial abortion. It's a step in the right direction.
All right, that's going to be time. Lady Mahogany, 5 minutes on the clock. Pull the trigger.
All right.
Closing statements.
Yeah. First, I want to say thank you so much, X, for inviting me up here. And I want to say thank you to Mr. JR for participating and coming up here and stepping up to the challenge. Um, I think he did a good job, even though I don't believe anything I don't agree with anything that he's saying. But I do appreciate that he had the balls to come up here and face the fucking warrior, because that's what I am. I don't bow down, I don't cower, I don't bend, I don't fold. That's not my personality type. And I see that there's people in the chat that they take fault with that. But I'm a strong woman. So I'm not going to apologize for my stance and how I feel about it. I do not believe in abortion. I am, I heard someone in there call me a murderer. You can call me what you want. I said what I said. And like I said, under certain circumstances, when you're talking about rape and molestation and incest, and those things do happen, whether we like it or not, whether we don't want to talk about it or not, doesn't make it not true that they happen. Okay. Second thing I want to address is that some of the things that he said. So women and men are equal under the law. Not really. Not all over the world, and even in the United States, women are still paid 75% on the dollar compared to men. I just want to say that, and women are still struggling. I know this. So that's not really true. It might sound good on paper. It might sound good for this country to say, but this country's been saying a lot of things about Black folks being equal under the law, and we weren't. So that's just dismissing its foolishness. We're not equal. We're not treated equal. And then the idea of women. Let me see. Let me get this together. That it's unfair, as if we make the laws, as if Black women make any type, if we have any type of power, we don't. So this whole thing that we should be doing something about the system being unfair, it's unfair towards us also. So instead of us, like I said at the very beginning, if you were listening, people in the chat, like I said at the beginning, this is not a Black man, a Black woman debate. This is just us as people working together debate. That's why I don't agree with him. I don't agree with him because I don't think that this whole idea of men asking for financial abortion makes any sense. Because the fact of the matter is, if that were something that were put in place, how many men would actually, there are some, I'm not saying that they're not, but there's a lot that would never want to pay for their responsibilities. We see that. We see that. Child support wasn't just put out here for no reason. There are some people that do not want to take care of their seed at all. They want to drop babies and keep on going. I'm not saying that's the majority of Black men. That's not the men that I know. That's not my son's father. That's not my brother. That's not the men that I know, but I do know that it happens. And for us to pretend, I feel like sometimes as Black people, we like to pretend that fucking shit is sweet. Okay? I mean, it is a problem in our community that there are some people that do not take care of their responsibilities, whether they're male or female. So us acting like this doesn't happen is just ridiculousness. So if you give certain men the option of whether they have to pay for a baby, whether they choose to pay for a baby, you're going to have a lot of starving children out there. Because let's just face it, some motherfuckers are not going to pay their weight. Another thing that he said that I want to address before we go is that the responsibility of pregnancy, I've already said this a million times, and I'm going to stand on that. As long as they're two adult people, both people will be held responsible. That's how it is in the court of law. That's how it is in the court of common sense. So if you know that there's a chance that you could have a baby with somebody, you should always be at least protecting yourself. You don't put your life, I don't care who you are, woman or man, you don't put your life, your livelihood in the hands of somebody else to hold. Once again, Brother Z, X, and Brother JR, I really do appreciate you. I had a great time. Thanks so much for coming up here. That's it.
It's J.I., not J.R. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right. So y'all know how we do it now. That's going to be the end of that debate. So y'all know we go to the polls now. If you believe Lady Mahogany won the debate, put an M in the chat. If you believe Brother J.I. won the debate, put a J in the chat. Put an M in the chat for Lady Mahogany. Put a J in the chat for Brother J.I. And while y'all think about it, because I got this new video that I have, I'll play it. Come on, you slow typing Negroes. Let's go. Here, I'll give y'all some help. Here you go. Told y'all I was going to get that Jeopardy music. All right. We see that folks have been casting their votes.
And I never put race into this thing. It's only a men and woman thing. I don't never add race as a component.
I know, but initially, and I know you didn't, I'm not saying you did, but initially that was my talking point. Actually, it was about Black women and Black men. And so I added that point in. None of this was ever personal. It was never about you. I just want to say I see Cortland and T. Gill in the chat. They voted for me. Thank you. Listen, I didn't come up here to win. I came up here just to stand on my truth, and that's my truth as I know it.
Yeah, and only vote once, because if you get caught voting more than once, my moderators are going to block y'all. I'm just saying. They're going to block you. If they catch you voting twice, they're going to block you.
Let me ask this last question. Do you agree that it's unfair that women can have an abortion and that men cannot? Do you agree that's unfair legally? This is about legality. Do you believe that that's unfair legally?
No, I don't. To tell you the truth, because I'll tell you why. If you were the one carrying the baby and going through the emotions and stuff of men don't know what that is to have a baby inside of them. I'm just going to tell you the truth. And so I don't believe giving that power to someone who doesn't really understand. It's like saying that I should have power over what happens to your like it's too much.
It's not saying that, because I'm not asking for power over you. I'm asking for equality, which gives men a choice that only impacts them. It would not force anything on the woman. It doesn't control your body at all, but it does give men a choice in a decision that equally impacts their life that they're left out of.
Can I ask you a question just so I get clarification? Because this is
You don't see that, but you don't see that as fair. You don't see that as fair, having a man being able to make a decision that impacts his life.
Right. It's not that, like I said, this is my first time actually even hearing this the way that you've explained it. So maybe I don't know, I'll be the first to say maybe I have a wrong idea about it. Let me ask you. So the thing of it is, if what you said, and I think you said, will give the men the choice of whether or not they want to be financially are responsible to pay for it. Do you realize, not you and not any brother up here, but do you realize that there's some trifling people out there that won't pay, and so therefore, I mean,
yes, I realize
there will be a lot of
that.
kids that wouldn't make it just because they wouldn't pay. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and I believe that men should be able to be as irresponsible as they want to and legally get out of it, just like a woman can be as irresponsible as she wants to, have multiple abortions, leave a ex. Can they leave a baby on a at the fire station X?
Yeah, what I understand.
So be able to just drop it off at a hospital or a fire station or a designated zone and walk away. I believe men should legally have these same rights because it impacts a man's life just as much, and we deserve those same rights. I don't care about it being nice. I don't care what happens to those kids. I don't care about it being bad. And that woman doesn't care about what happens to those kids. Otherwise, she would have had a child in a stable condition in a marriage and with someone who wanted it. All I want is for men to have equal rights under the law. It's unfair just from a factual standpoint.
Well, since let's just keep it real. Since we don't make the laws and white people overall do,
That's a
maybe
different argument.
take that argument to Capitol Hill. Don't take it to black women. Stop putting everything on black women's doorstep. That's what I'm saying.
And that's why I said I'm
no,
not putting it on black women's doorstep. I say women. I don't believe that it's a black or white thing. This is a men and a woman issue, which is,
okay.
and the only reason I asked it is to get your perspective. And I do this whenever any woman comes up. I always ask them that question because that's why I started a petition, because I am trying to take it exactly where you said. I understand men are going to have to fight this legally. And that's what my petition is for us to be able to legally fight it. But whenever I have the chance to have the conversation with a woman, I find it very telling that you all, 9 out of 10 of you, are always on the side that favors you. Not surprisingly.
Well, you can think what you want, sweetheart. Like I said, I live this thing. I don't just freaking talk this on YouTube. I know the type of person I am, and I know that I love our people. Laura Giles is really wilding out on the chat. I'm a
Yeah,
murderer than that,
yeah,
right?
it gets a little crazy in here. But if they get too out of line, my bottle chop their heads off, so they know what not to say.
No, I know
So
that I'm unpopular. Like I know that this space right here, this is a male-dominated space, and I understand that. But I believe that we're strong enough to accept different points of view and different opinions. So it should be all right.
well, you have your second challenger is here, brother TVA. I don't know if you want to stick around or not, and we called it for brother JI. By the way, we went ahead and called it. Yeah, we'll call that one for brother JI. But brother TVA is here, and what do you wish to challenge Lady Mahogany on, brother TVA?
Well,
There.
first off thank her for coming on. Thank brother Ji for his debate. I learned a lot. And I actually agree with a lot of what he had to say. He made a lot of good points. In my opinion, the brother was very respectful. Um, but again, I do thank her for coming on. But first off, what is a pygmisha? I heard you use that term. What is a pygmisha? What's a? Can you give me a quick definition of what a pygmisha is?
Yes. Well, a pick me, in my opinion, is just one of these women that sit on panels while other men attack other women. And usually, I hate to say it because you don't see, usually the conversation is geared towards Black women. For some reason, that's the hot topic of YouTube right now. That's what's big. That's what gets the views. That's what gets the likes. So everybody has jumped on the beat up on Black women boat. I'm not talking about you, brothers, but that's what, if you look around YouTube in these spaces, that's what's popular. Not everybody. And so they'll sit up there and watch women being attacked. And like I said, I'm really for everybody. I don't like to see anybody attacked. So even if it were somebody saying something ignorant about Black men, I would jump into it like, oh no, you're not gonna do that. I'm sitting here with a whole Black man and a whole Black son. So I'm not one of those people. I'm very down the middle. I just believe in just common sense. And common sense tells us that there's value in both sides. There's value in women and what we bring to the table, and there's value in men and what y'all bring to the
Do
table.
you have? Are you single?
I am not single.
Okay, are you a pygmisha for your man? Would you consider yourself a pygmisha for your man?
No, I'm not a pygmisha at
You're not a
all.
pygmisha for. Oh, okay. So you don't. So you're what? Are you? Are you combative with him? Are you? Because
No,
you seem kind of combative. You seem like you're kind of combative with men. You seem like you're very combative with Black men.
no,
The brother,
actually,
the brother before was very, very mannerable. He didn't yell. He didn't curse you out or anything like that. I mean, you did yell at him and you cursed at him. I
you're
mean,
right.
so what's that all about?
And I want to say to that, brother, and that's why I calmed it down at the end, and I want to make this clear. And I said this in the beginning. I have a really short temper.
Do you talk to your man like that? Do you talk to your man like that ever?
There's no need for me to talk to him like that because we don't get into debates like this. This is a
No,
debate.
no,
This is
no, 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 no. I'm asking. Even outside of a debate, do you ever talk to your man like that?
I don't talk
You
to my
said you had a short temper, so
I
you don't lose your temper with him.
No, there's no reason for me to talk to my man that way. And anybody that's
So
seen us
so you
together,
do not so you don't lose your temper with your man, yes or no?
not like that. No, I'm passionate about the
So
things
you
we're
do
talking
so you, okay. I understand outside of a debate situation.
about.
So you do lose your temper with your man outside of a debate situation. You do lose
I
your
mean,
temper
have
with
we
your man.
gotten into arguments? Yes. I
Okay,
mean,
okay, all right. I'll keep that in mind, Mrs. I'm here to talk about black men and black women working together, but you can't seem to talk to your own damn man with some respect. I
first of
find
all,
that
you
odd.
never heard me talk to my man who
What is your what is it with women like you and wanting to police black men's dicks?
you tell, baby.
What is wrong with me as a black man
Hold on,
saying
hold on a
what
second.
Seen
this
a
is what
woman
I
Hold
want
on
to
a second.
debate her on.
Hold
Go
on a
ahead,
second.
go
Hold
ahead,
on
go
a
ahead, go ahead.
second.
woman like
Are
me.
we gonna do this debate? Are we gonna do this debate?
I'm giving my topic.
Yes.
This is my topic. What
Do
is
you
it
want
with
to do
you?
do you want to do the debate, Lady Mahogany?
Oh yes. Yes, baby.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and start clocking it. We're gonna go ahead and start clocking it. And what is the topic of said debate? What is this topic? So I know who's for and who's against.
I want to know what is it with her and women like her wanting to police black men's dicks, telling us that we should feel guilty for having a preference for lighter skinned black women.
Oh.
Are light skinned black women real black women or not? Or do we have a pecking order? Is it, well, the darker you are, the more of a black woman you are? Why do we guilt trip black men for having a preference for lighter skinned black women? What's the deal with that? Why are we called colorist for that? Is she not black or what?
So
Am I?
that's our topic. That's our
Okay.
topic. Light skinned women.
It
Should
sounds like
brothers be
the topic is what's wrong with colorism? Is colorism bad?
is colorism bad?
That's
Well,
Is it
sounds
that's
like
wrong?
kind of
Is it wrong for black men to have a preference for light skinned black women?
okay.
Am I?
right. That's color. Is colorism wrong? That sounds like a great topic.
Colorism is wrong, but no, it's not wrong for a person to have a preference. There's a difference.
What's
There
the
is.
difference? What's the difference in your
Are we
opinion?
going to
What's the
start
difference?
the debate? Well, this could all be a part of the debate. Are we debating now?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, we might as well go ahead and clock it and do
Well, she's claiming that she agrees though. She's saying that she doesn't have a
yeah.
problem with black men. So
Yeah, if she's
if a black man says I don't like dark skinned black women, you won't have a problem with that, Mahogany?
No, I don't, because I have plenty that like me. So I don't care if they don't.
Okay.
Um,
So you don't have a problem with that. Okay.
no,
Are you familiar with a YouTuber named Crystal Swirls by any chance?
I had a run-in with Crystal Swirls. Yes, I do know of her.
So you don't agree with
I
her?
cursed her out like she wasn't a child of God. That was my run-in with Crystal Swirls, if you really want to know the truth.
Okay. One more thing then. One more thing then.
Uh-huh.
You said that black women don't have any political power. Yet right now, literally the whole country is on Twitter thanking black women for giving the Democrats the Senate. But you said black females don't have any political power. How is that so? I disagree with that. I think black women have a lot of political power.
I think when we galvanize, we can have power. And I think that's true for any group. Any group that has an interest, if they come together, they can have power, such as the LGBT community. So anybody can have power if they work together. That's my whole point, to be honest, sweetheart. But you asked me another question. What was that before that? Oh, but yeah, the power that we have, we don't run anything. You know what I'm saying? We're being used, if anything. That's what
You run the black community.
how do we run the black community?
70% of our children are being raised by single black mothers.
Mhm. Yes, and so we're going to put all that blame on the women.
Who said anything about blame? I didn't say anything about blame. All I said was numbers. This is just numbers.
Uh-huh.
If you are the
So
main ones raising the children, then you lead the community.
I wouldn't even call that a community. That sounds to me like a disenfranchised mess. I wouldn't call it a community. But I like how you say, "Oh, we're the ones raising the children." So we're the one leading the community.
Well,
Do
I
we
just find
have
I hear a lot of black women complaining about the current state of black men, but it's like, who the hell is raising them though?
You know what's funny? I keep on hearing men say that they hear women complain, but in these spaces, I really don't hear women complaining. I hear the men complaining, and I hear women jumping on panels agreeing with the men, which is fine, to each his own.
Are the men not making good points? Like the brother before made good points.
Some of them do. I will say that. I can honestly say there's a lot of truth.
So now you're a pygmisha.
No, the difference between me, and I think that's why we have to get these different definitions clear. When I say pygmisha, I'm talking about men verbally attacking women in the chat room, all kinds of stuff, attacking their looks instead of their talking points, attacking what they're wearing on their head, the weave and all this and that, instead of dealing with that woman on the instead of showing.
What's wrong with a man having an opinion for a woman's hairstyle? If I'm a heterosexual male, how can you tell me that I'm strange for having a preference for a woman's hairstyle?
You're strange, but I tell you what I do think is strange. I think it is strange to think that any man could come online and tell a woman that he does not know how she should dress, especially when he's not paying for that dress. I do think that that is strange.
So he can't have an opinion.
Yes,
he can't have an opinion.
I can have an opinion about you, but is it appropriate for me to say it? I do not know you. What gives some of these men the right to think that they own people that they do not know online? It's
what were your two original questions? You said something, bring to the table, and what else? What were your two original questions that you came with?
Oh God.
Hold up, I'll read them. Hold up, I'll read them because I have them right here. Lady Mahoghany said she is willing to debate any of these men saying women don't bring anything to the table or that other races of women are better than black women.
But I will say that X, he can talk about, if he wants to talk about the light skin thing, he can talk about whatever he wants.
I don't hear any men saying women don't bring anything to the table. Women bring something to the table, ass.
Oh my gosh.
For the most part.
You should snoop around some of the spaces I've been in. I've heard all types.
You bring. Well, we all agree that you bring ass to the table. You all have that equipment. That's standard equipment.
Let me cut in and ask this one question to the lady. Who do you, in your opinion, and you can't say 50-50, but in your opinion, who benefits more from marriage, the man or the woman?
Oh, that is a hard one. I've never actually thought about that because I do believe both benefit, but you're right. One might benefit more than the other. I've never actually even thought about that, to be honest. Who do I think benefits? I think both benefit, to be honest.
Who do you think benefits more from the marriage, the man or the woman? And you can't say 50-50. Who do you think benefits more? In your opinion. Doesn't have to be anything scientific.
You're going to get mad and you're going to say that I'm caping, but I'm honestly going to say whoever is contributing the most to the relationship. That's just my opinion. In some relationships,
who contributes the most? Who makes the most money in your relationship?
I make good money, and my boyfriend does make more than me.
So your boyfriend makes more than you
on my own. Just saying.
Hold on. Wait, to answer my question, who do you think benefits more, the man or the woman, from marriage? Who do you think benefits more?
I think it depends on the person who is getting the most out of the marriage. It depends. It varies from, honestly, I'm telling you the truth, J.I. It varies
in general. In general. So in general, you're saying you don't think one benefits more?
I know you're going to disagree with me, but I'm telling you the truth. It depends on the relationship, because I know relationships where clearly the woman is benefiting because she's sitting at home sipping on bonbons, and I know relationship where it's the opposite, where the men are chilling out, wife works 2 and 3 jobs. So it depends on the relationship. It really does. I know you don't want to hear this, but it's true.
Are you a mother? Do you have a child?
I do.
Is the man that you're currently with the father of the kid? I don't mean to get too personal.
Oh, honey, I do not mind. No, he's not.
He's not the dad. Oh, okay. So, okay. Do you have a problem with black men who say that they would never date a single mom?
I don't have a problem. I feel like everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I do think it's that a lot of them might be missing out because that way it's teach them. They can do what they want.
I think I got a lot
There's,
relog.
like I
I'm
said,
getting a lot of lag.
No, she's lagging for me too, Village Arsonist.
Okay, I'll get out then.
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
somewhat of
Get
a
out.
delay.
Come back.
So are you and TVA debating or no? Oh damn, she dropped off. So are we doing
honestly,
this debate?
I think she's scared because she keeps trying to pretend like she agrees with all of my points. I think she's kind of scared, and that's fine. You know, I understand. I understand.
Well, she's got another challengers in the pipe. He's gonna be up here momentarily. So I hope she's ready. I told her she's gonna have a few.
Let me ask you, VA, since she didn't have an answer, in your opinion, who benefits more from marriage, the man or the woman?
Females, absolutely, especially with the current legal system, the family courts. So what do you? So like I said, do you have a problem with black men who say that they would never deal with a single mom? I didn't hear your response.
No, I don't. To each his own. I really do not judge people. I feel like, let me address you because you came up here and you had some very strong opinions about me, and you've never met me from a can. You don't know me from a can of beans. So what makes you think that I don't like? First of all, my mother is very light skinned. What makes you think that I don't like light skinned women? What makes you think that
You
I'm
brought it up when you came in here. One of the first things you did was attack another black woman, Jessica X. That's one of the first things you did.
Oh, let's get into it. That's what. So you were Jessica X.
Please, no. Please do not confuse me with Mr. Fantastic. I am not that simp ass nigga driving 5 hours for YouTube pussy and getting ghosted. I am not defending Jessica S. It's not. Shout out to her, but that's not what this is about. No.
Shout out to her, and I did, like I said, I don't have no smoke with her. If she wants to dress me, she always can. But I want to say this: I did not attack. It's funny how every time Jessica X is addressed, wants to say that she's attacked. We're not attacking her. She's a grown woman with big girl panties. She can pull them out.
Okay, is it just me or what the fuck?
No, it's not. It's not just you. It's glitching.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, you were going really
But no,
fast.
I was
Like
attacking her.
something going on digitally.
Just log all the way out. Like close your browser, maybe clear your cache and shit like that, and then come back into with the link. It may take a few minutes, but maybe try that.
And in the meantime, my brother, Big Nate, what's good with it, man?
How you doing, Xavier, man? Long time no see, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you up here, man. I assume you are up here to square off with Lady Mahogany.
Yeah, I'd prefer just it be me and her if the other gentleman.
Oh, yeah. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be you and her.
Gotcha.
What it's going to be. Because I don't think her and Brother TVA are going to square off. I believe she kind of, sort of.
Yeah, she kind of dancing around. She keeps agreeing with everything I'm saying. So it's all good. It's all good.
Well, let me say this now that you're back, Lady Mahogany. You have a new challenger.
I don't know.
My man.
How you doing?
My man, Big Nate is up here, and he is ready to square off. So, what exactly do you want to square off? What points of hers do you want to square up against, Brother Nate?
Well, I'd like to have a debate about whether or not American black women are a viable option for competent, productive, family-oriented black men.
That was in her.
I'm getting my charger, y'all. I'm coming.
Yeah, that was in her. When she hit me up, she wrote me about that. So I think she ready for that. She ready for that. All right. Well,
actually, hey, little Big Nate. So you said you want to know whether black women can bring something to the table for competent black men. Is that what you said?
Well, is today's American black woman a viable option for a competent, productive, family-oriented black man?
Okay.
Okay.
All the other dudes.
I'm gonna drop out.
Are you willing to take the debate, Lady Mahogany?
Me and Little Big Nate, we got history.
I
We got the
mean, but if you're mindful, MJ, I never cursed at you. I never disrespected you. Let me go over this real quick so the audience knows. I was on Mace Taggart's platform. Miss Mahoghany was up there. I came up and I said some things that she found offensive. Now, if she recalls, I literally told her that, you know, Miss MJ, you may be a wonderful Black woman. You may be a perfect Black woman. But these are some of the problems Black men have with Black women in general. And she took it personally, unfortunately, and she became upset and she kind of called me every curse she could think of. Now, I have to say this. Unlike a lot of Black men who have cursed me out and lost their shit because they're effeminate, I knew I could get through to her if I kept telling her and trying to point out what she had done wrong, and the fact that I literally told her that I don't know her, so she shouldn't be taking this personal. She cammed up. She wasn't cammed up before. She cammed up. She hopped back on the platform and she apologized. So as far as I'm concerned, there's no drama between us whatsoever. I have no feelings of ill will, no vitriol towards you whatsoever. So, you know, hopefully we can avoid the profanities and stuff. I'm not looking to get cussed out. Not today. Maybe tomorrow. Just not today.
Well, I gotta say that. Thank you so much. Y'all, and I'm not even trying to be funny. A lot of times I get so heated, and that's why I said that when I first came on here, because people who've never seen me before, they don't understand that about me. And I'm not trying to make excuses, it's just the truth. Once I get really heated, the cuss words get the flying, and I feel bad about it, like, after I do it, but I do have a hot temper, and I just ask that people don't take it too personally, because once it's over with for me, it's over with for me. And I feel the same way about you, like, there's no hard feelings. I just know, honestly, I know that me and you don't see things the same way, so I don't see why there would be a need for us to debate.
Okay.
But well, I
Go
don't ever turn anybody down.
Oh,
You
okay. I salute you.
All right, then. So we are debating whether or not American Black women are viable. I assume you say yes, Lady Mahoghany, and of course, Brother Nate says no. Right?
Well,
Is that where we are?
There's a caveat to that. Unfortunately, most are not. I'm not saying conclusively that none are not. No. I would never say that. I have a daughter that I raised since she was 2 years old. So I got full custody of my children after my divorce. They were 5 and 2. My son's 22. My daughter's 19 now. So I would never say that. Unfortunately, I believe most are not. And I'll be happy to elaborate on why I believe that.
Okay. And all right. So that means Brother Nate is the negative. Therefore, Brother Nate will be going first.
Sure.
So 5 minutes on the clock. Brother Nate, pull the trigger. Opening statements.
My name is Nathaniel. I've been in the manosphere now for a little over about 2.5 years or so. About 6 months ago, I started coming up on platforms and, wanted to give my perspective on things and see if my perspective would resonate with the folks. And, it depends on whose channel I'm on. They seem to resonate with a lot of the folks. And, I'm unique in my perspective in regards to Black women, because unlike about 98 to 99% of the men in the space who, we all have interactions with Black women, we're familiar with the issues that come with attempting to be in relationships with them. Not all of them, but most of them, unfortunately. I actually raised a black girl into adulthood by myself. Her mother, she went to live with her mother 2 years ago because her mother had finally gotten herself together. And I thought it would be important for her to become familiar with her mother. And it's actually worked out for the best. My son still lives with me. And just having raised the little girl into adulthood, you know, I've got some pretty strong held views on what a lot of black women have become. You know. I bought my daughter her first phone when she was about to turn 16. Okay. And you know, I'm a black conservative. You know, I know that's blasphemy in some spaces, but that's what I am. That's what I first said when I first started coming on panels. My daughter's a conservative too. So is my son. You ask them, they'll tell you, and they can explain what that is. Now, my daughter, she would bring her phone downstairs. My son and I'd be watching TV. She would bring her phone downstairs and she would say, "Daddy, look at this." She's not on any social media except Snapchat. That's the only thing she's on. She's a she's a seamstress. She wants to do fashion design and she sells her custom clothing and she customizes clothing for people. It's how she conducts her business through Snapchat. And you know, of course, I'm sure she does, you know, personal, you know, social media stuff too. But she would bring me her phone and she would say, "Daddy, look at what these girls are saying." And she would hand me her phone and I would see comments from other 16, 17-year-old black girls like, "Who's got the good dick for the summer?" Other times she brought me her phone and the phone would say, "You niggas can't handle this pussy." These are 16, 17-year-old black girls who primarily, I'd bet my life, were raised by their ill-prepared and ill-equipped single mothers. Okay. What black women don't seem to understand is that God Himself, and I'm not one to jump on religion. I'm not a big religious guy. As a matter of fact, I'm divisive enough without bringing God into the conversation. But to make this point, I have to. God Himself puts men in charge over the footsteps of women. That's what He does. Black women have largely said that they have no interest in following the dictates or the instructions of black men. Now they've said this and they've done this for going on 60 years now. You know, black men love to talk about how black women aren't submissive. I disagree. They're extremely submissive. They're submissive to the Democrat Party, to the Luciferian leftist movement in this country. They're even submissive to some black men, usually the very worst of us. And until they realize the mistake of this, they are not viable options for black men looking to build functional households and families. Thank you.
All right, that's going to be time. Go ahead, put 5 minutes on the clock. Lady Mahogany, you are up. Pull the trigger. Opening statements.
I want to say, first of all, I feel like I owe Nathaniel this because he was very respectful, just like the other gentleman. But I appreciate what you've done raising your kids. Despite what people might think, I'm not some hyena out here on the prowl just trying to attack black men. That's not my goal. My goal is to see black people come together. And it sounds like me and him actually have a lot in common. I want to address some of the things that he said, but I wanted to just give some thanks and acknowledgement for him raising his children. I think that's great. No quarrels with me about that. I think that's wonderful. But he's right about some things. Black women will submit to some men and to certain things, to their jobs. That's absolutely true. But I feel like a lot of the men that I see kind of crying about submission haven't given a woman a reason to submit. You can't just say submit, 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 submit. You gotta give somebody a reason to submit to you, or a purpose. And then also when you're in a leadership, and I agree with him about this, there's a hierarchy. There's a and not to say, when I say hierarchy, not to say that men are necessarily like over women in the fact that they should run a woman. No, but I was raised, like I said, in a church, and I do believe there's order to it, and I think that's God, man, woman, and child. So we're in agreement with that. What else did I want to say? Let me see. So he was saying that he raised his children, and he's having a hard time finding women that basically can get with his program, that could be a follower and him be let him lead the household and all that. I'm not surprised, because my thing is, it's not just, the thing of it is, you have good people in our community. You have good men and good women. But the problem is, it's far few and in between of each, of both sexes, both the men and the women. So it's like searching for a needle in a haystack. Whether you're a man or a woman, we're trying to find each other. We're trying to find the people with good common sense. We're trying to find the people that want to build. We're trying to find the people with the same morale as us, with the same structure, like what he's talking about. There was one more thing that I wanted to say. Oh my God. But I do think they're viable. I'm gonna just speak. Fuck my notes. There are definitely viable Black women out there. It's about really putting yourself in a place to find them. I'm not saying he's complaining, but so often I do see men complaining. It's not, what is that going to help? What is just constantly stating these facts, these statistics, or whatever that you find online? What is that really helping the situation? He brought up the situation with his teenage daughter in the text messages that he saw. Oh yeah, it goes down like that. I have nieces and nephews around that age, and it goes down on both sides, with the young girls and the young men. And you could talk about, yeah, they're being raised, I'm sorry, by single mothers, but at least the mothers are there. At least the mothers are there. They might not be perfect. They might not, be doing everything that they should be doing. It's hard because they're trying to be something that they're not. They're trying to be the mother and the father they could never be. But they're doing the best they can with the hands that they're given. Possibly the hands that they've made for themselves, but they're doing the best that they can. At least they're there. At least you were there. My hat's off to you. I wish there were more like you. So the whole thing about Black women raising kids and their single mothers is like, okay, but did someone force the men to leave? I mean, are you men or are you men? Right? I could fuss, cuss, cut up all day, but my son's father was not about to just walk out and leave him. Little Big Nate did not just walk out and leave his kids. He says, you know what, I'm going to take care of mine. No matter how this woman is acting, no matter what she's going through, I'm going to take care of mine. And that's all that I really ask for our people to really acknowledge. Stop blaming the women. Take your position and do what you have to do, regardless of what fuckery some of the women are on. That's really all I have. Oh, can you guys hear
Hello?
me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. My bad. I'm back here doing other shit. My bad. I'm just gonna go ahead and we're gonna go into the rebuttal round now. I'll go ahead and set up the clock. 4 minutes.
Okay.
All right, 4 minutes on the clock. Brother Nate, you are up. This is the rebuttal round. Pull the trigger.
All right. Yeah, I got to take issue with some of the things you said, MJ. Because coming to terms with the root cause of a problem is not complaining. When people go to psychiatrists and the psychiatrist is digging to try to find out what the root cause of the problem this individual that's come to them for help has, and the person discusses the abuse they suffered, the trauma they suffered as a child, maybe the trauma that they brought on themselves as an adult, making bad decisions, it's not complaining. There's a difference between complaining and coming to terms with the root causes of a problem. Black men have had no avenue whatsoever to discuss our grievances with Black women. Black American women have had carte blanche on every single media platform that they've wanted. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a talk show or a nightline where Black women are talking about how they can't find any good Black men. I've lost count, to be quite honest with you. Now, the problem with Black women is that you choose the very worst men. I call it looking for Dr. Tupac. That's what Black women do. They look for Dr. Tupac. Dr. Tupac doesn't exist, okay? You're either going to get the Hillman graduate Heathcliff Huxtable, who's going to have a very bright future as a OBGYN, I believe he was in the show, or you'll get Tupac, the guy with thug life tatted across his stomach. You're not going to get both, ever. And that's the problem with the majority of Black women. Majority means anything over 50%. I'm not going to say it's 80. I'm not going to say it's 90. I stay away from things like that. What I'm doing is showing that, unfortunately, 50.000001% of Black women are not viable to build a future with. They're just not. There is so much evidence of this. Just the contradictions alone would take me 3 to 4 hours to cover. The fact that you want protection, you want leaders out of one side of your mouth, but out the other side of the very same mouth, I'm not listening to no man, ain't no man telling me what to do. It doesn't work like that. A man needs a modicum of control over a woman to protect her. That's a fact. And there's no getting around it. There's no amount of deflection or goalpost moving that's going to change that fact. Black women want to be in charge. Black women do not want to deal with the consequences of their actions. You talked about with a couple of the other gentlemen, and you brought up how I'm almost out of time. I'll tell you what, I'll deal with this on my next go round. Thank you.
Oh. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. 4 minutes on the clock.
All right.
All right. Lady Mahogany, pull the trigger. This is the rebuttal round.
Sure. So he's talking about the root causes of let me see, because I got a few things down here. So basically, Black men have had no avenue to address their grievances. I agree with that. But my thing is, and then you talk about you're not whining, you're not complaining, but you're addressing the root causes. Okay, at what point after you addressed it 50 million times, I'm just saying, and I'm not talking about you personally, but this is what's being repeated from channel to channel to channel to channel. There's literally nothing new being said. You've addressed your grievances 50 million times. At what point do you come up with a solution? Okay. So that's my thing. What else? Black men saying that they can't. Yeah. So you're saying that you always see that black women are complaining that there's no good men around, but what are you guys doing? It's the same thing. It's like after a while, it's like if you continue to do the same thing over and over, and I know everybody knows that saying, but it's the truth, expecting a different result, that's insanity. And it's the same thing. So we hear the same talking points over and over, the same complaints about black women, but there's no solutions ever given. I don't see how that's helping anything. It sounds like complaining and whining to me. And I really don't mean that in a disrespectful way. Let's see. Dr. Tupac. All black women want Dr. Tupac. I can't really speak to that. Just a little bit about myself. I've been in a long-term relationship for a long time. I like Tupac as an artist, but I've never been attracted to men like Tupac. I like men with 9-to-5s, pensions, a retirement plan, good credit. That's the way I was raised. So I can't really speak to the Dr. Tupac. In general, basically, I'm running out of time, oh Lord. But basically, I think we've got to stop just generalizing all black women and black men. You guys, I got to touch everything. I'm sorry. This is harder than I thought.
No problem.
And I'm going to just tell you the truth. I got no beef with you, Little Big Nate. I actually have a lot of respect for you, so this is hard. If I didn't respect you, I'd be up here cutting up and acting a fool, but I have no flame for you because I do respect you as a man that raises kids. You get big ups from me. You're never going to hear Mahoghany drag a man that's doing what he's supposed to do. You'll never hear that from me. So this is what you say. You're throwing out percentages. And for me, I don't like percentages without facts being given. And I know you can't give that right now because we don't have that kind of time. But I will say, I'm not talking about you, but that's common on YouTube for people to just throw things out without having any. For me, I got to see some evidence. I got to see some proof. People say, oh, this is what I see. This is what I see. Well, a lot of people live in a bubble. A lot of people never leave anywhere, never go anywhere. And so they, of course, that's what you see. That's what you've seen your whole life. You never challenged anything. You kind of just, there's so many people that don't want to see the good in each other. There's so many people that don't want to see the good in black men are in black women. So if you go into things with negative foggy glasses, that's the way you think. It affects your thinking. Of course, you're going to see things differently. That's my opinion on that. That's really it. That's really all.
All right. Well, we're going to go into rapid fire then.
Oh no.
We get 10 minutes on the clock. All right. We left off with Lady Mahoghany, so we'll be starting off with Brother Nate. Brother Nate, pull the trigger. This is rapid fire.
So we're both talking now? Is that it?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Now, look, you know I'm not going to cuss at you. I'm not going to disrespect you. You already know that. All right. Now, I want to address some of the things you said to some of the prior gentlemen that were up here. Okay. There's not a man in America that can make an American woman a single mother. Now, let me prove it to you. You and J.I. did a really good job of discussing this. You have every option available to you to either terminate the child, and I'm foursquare against abortion. And people know that throughout this space. No one can make you a single mother. If, I'm an auto damage appraiser. I leave my house about 7:30 in the morning. If I live in a really nice neighborhood, I have a pretty nice home. But if I were to drive off and leave my front door wide open, somebody could very well come to my house and walk in and take my possessions out of it. Now, the person who walked in and took things that didn't belong to them, they're wrong for doing that. Mm-hmm. But guess who else is culpable in what happened in my house? I am. Because it's my job to secure my home. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't Black women secure their homes? Meaning your bodies. Why don't you have reverence for your vagina and for your womb? Too many Black women don't. You've bought into the idea that, you know, women can do what men can do. You follow you follow Amber Rose, you follow uh, Megan the male horse, you follow these terrible examples of what a woman is supposed to be. You take promiscuity and depravity and turn it into women's empowerment somehow. The ability to murder your child is somehow women's empowerment. If you were listening to the proper men, none of you wouldn't make these mistakes. Women do not have to go through all this pain and this anguish and this regret that so many Black women go through if you simply understood, number one, that you're supposed to be listening to men, and number two, what type of men you're supposed to listen to. I was on a couple of Black women's platform. I don't go on their platform anymore. But the very first time I was on,
Well,
go ahead.
but go ahead, and then I really don't want to do the yelling and the screaming because I don't want to do that. But I am going to address them, and I will behave too.
All right, understood.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I just you have to make a decision. Oh no, I was telling the story about the ladies' platform I used to go on. The very first time I appeared on her platform, well, their platform, I said this to them, and it kind of took one of them aback. She asked me to repeat what I said. And this is a saying that I've been telling my daughter ever since she was 9, 10 years old. And it holds true for every single woman, not just Black women, but every woman. And that saying I have is that every woman needs the guidance of a man that loves her.
Okay,
every single one of you.
Let
Now,
me jump in. I gotta jump in because I got a few things I gotta address to what you said.
Right.
The first thing you came out the pocket or jumped out the gate saying is that women are responsible for pregnancies, right? Or women are there's no reason for
single mother.
Single motherhood, but just like we're responsible for our bodies, men, once again, just like I was telling that brother, are responsible for theirs too. It's both ways.
No, you're right.
And I want to address something else you said before you say anything about that. You were saying that why don't women protect their bodies? Well, you said it. You answered the question yourself. You said because they need a man to teach them, and that man should be their father, and their father should be right there in the same household. But a lot of them aren't. So now we're at the point where we're blaming the children, because even though now they're women, they were children at one point that weren't taught by their father because their father was out the door. So now we're at the point where we're blaming basically the generation underneath and saying, well, you guys are the problem because you're single mothers and you're raising these horrible kids. But it's like, who forced the men to leave? Somebody answer me that. Who made them leave? Explain it to me. Because my son's father would never leave him. You didn't leave your kids.
No, I didn't.
Explain.
Okay, let me address that. The vast majority of Black men are not making children and leaving them. Let me prove it to you. I'm gonna prove it. And I've said this equation. It's a simple equation. I've said it on several platforms. I don't know why the brothers don't pick it up and run with it, but I'm gonna prove to you how few Black men are doing this. Okay. 50, and I know you've heard this stat thrown around. 51% of Black men are single and childless. 32% of Black men are married. MJ, that's 83% of Black men that aren't making these illegitimate children with Black women. You've heard of the 80-20 rule? That equation proves it. You got about 20% of Black men that are busy making all these children with these Black women. Black women have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt you like sleeping with 20% of black men. That equation, that example I just gave you proves it. The majority of black men are not making children and leaving them. It is a very small group of black men doing this. Now, we have an example of this, not in the manosphere, but in black YouTube, the lady from Seattle. You probably know who I'm talking about. The lady, this big controversy. She moved 3,000 miles and got impregnated by a man that already had 5 children with 4 different women. She is supposedly this intelligent black woman who graduated from college, got a degree in psychology, blah, 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 blah. Why are black women making such horrible decisions? And let me give you another example. In 2014, Ayanna Van Zant, she did a she did a show in Memphis with a guy that had like 12 children by like 10 different women. The show was such a hit that she came back to Memphis, this time with a studio audience. You probably saw.
I gotta get in here, Nathaniel. All that's well and good, but like and I've already said this, the numbers, I need to see some proof somewhere. I know you got your numbers and I believe on them, but if I can't see the proof, I can't really listen to numbers. This whole idea that and I'm not saying, let me just clarify this. I've never said that I believe that black men are just leaving babies and that most of them are doing that. You will never hear me say that I believe most black men aren't taking care of their kids. You'd never hear me say that. But my thing is, for the ones who want to scream out, black women are responsible for raising these kids as single mothers. Well, who made the men leave? Why are they single? Like, my thing is that nobody can make you leave your kids. That's the bottom line. If you really love them, nobody can make. I don't give a fuck what her mouth is like. I don't care if she's a raging lunatic. Those are your kids. If anything, take them from her. If you really about that life. Really, like I said, I have no flame for you, Nate. Actually,
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
The problem ultimately, MJ, is that black women, the majority of you, are not interested in proper black men until you need them, until you're looking for them to clean up the mess you've made of your life. And until this stops, until black women learn how to find a determined, focused, goal-driven black men attractive, nothing's going to change. You all love the very worst black men, and there's consequences and a price that has to be paid for that. And that's what you see with all these black women and all that they're going through. They're paying the consequences.
This is the choose better concept. This is the choose better argument. That's what you got going on. But just men can have money and still be a deadbeat and still be an asshole and still not be a good man. I'm just saying.
Okay, what's the probability of a responsible, focused man with money bailing out on his children? It's very slim. The probability is small, MJ.
All right. That's time. That's time. That's time. So now we're going to go into closing statements, closing arguments. We led off with Brother Nate, so we'll be leading closing statements off with Lady Mahoghany. 5 minutes on the clock. Pull the trigger.
All right. So this has been an honest to God pleasure, X. This has been a pleasure. All the men that joined the panel. Nathaniel, thank you so much for coming up here and just giving me this honor, despite what people in the chat think. Like I said, what you need to do is come over there and check me out. Because this, like I said, despite what they think, I'm actually pro Black family and pro our people, very much so. And that this is not just me spewing this out my mouth. This is my lifestyle. So I know I probably rubbed some people wrong. I know that I'm not probably the warmest or the easiest to get used to. But check me out. I also want to say to Little Big Nate that once again, the respect is high for you. This was actually really hard for me. And I was on Mace's channel. I'll tell you the truth. I was on Mace Taggart's channel. I probably done embarrassed all of them from the Man is Fair over here. Because they know how I really am. That's the thing. They know me. So I was he always brings you up. He always brings that argument up. But I was telling him that I hope nobody that I really like comes up here because this is going to be hard for me. And like it really is like when I like you or when I rock with you or when I have respect for you, it's really hard for me to get all rah. That man was asking me, do I talk this way to my man? No, I don't talk this way to my man because me and my man don't get into debates like this. So I guess I'm a little kitty cat at heart. But I do think you're wrong, Little Big Need. I know you have your statistics and stuff, and maybe one day you can run them down to me. But I'm the type of person I need to see proof. I'm not one of those people that's just going to take something as the God-given truth just because people say it is on YouTube. It does look that way, though. I can honestly say, looking at it from the way you're saying it, because you sound like a good guy. You sound like a good man that's upright. And so I guess if you're looking at it from that point of view, like all these dudes are the ones getting laid, but they're also the ones with the issues. They're also the ones with the baby mama drama and child support and all this bullshit they got going on. Court dates and all kinds of shit. So maybe thank your lucky stars that you're not involved with some of those types of women. I think your argument was along the lines, really, honestly, of the Black women need to choose better. And we can say the same thing about y'all. Like I said, it's all fair in love and war. With us, it really the same thing that the men are bringing up as issues are the same thing that women have been bringing up as issues. We have the same issues. That's why I say, and I know people are tired of me saying this, but I think we need to come together instead of fighting one another and blaming one another. It's not going to get us anywhere. It's not helping anything. I do have a question for you. What is your solution when I'm done? What is your solution? Tell me that. Do any of these brothers that get up here and talk about single mothers, do they have a solution for the community, for the family? Do they have answers? I personally, I don't care how much you guys talk about it, but give me some answers. I'm about that life. We want to put in work. We don't want to just talk about something. We want to put in actual MF and work. All right. So I just want to say thanks to the people in the chat, whether you like me or not. I appreciate you for watching. And I'll definitely be back over here again, X. I really love your channel. I'm so glad that Mace Taggart told me about you. I love it. And I hope that I'll be welcomed over here again. Thank you. X.
All right. Brother Nate, do you want those 56 seconds? Brother
Sure,
Nate?
I'll take it.
All right. Go ahead. Set the clock. Yeah. 4:56 on the clock. Brother Nate, pull the trigger. Close the statements.
I appreciate the audience listening to what I had to say. I've got no problems with you, Miss MJ. I appreciate you. A lot of people don't want to debate me, and I appreciate you having the intestinal fortitude to have this conversation with me. I really do appreciate it. You want a solution? I have solutions. The first solution is that we don't need Black unity. I'm completely against the idea of Black unity. I'm for the unity of like-minded Black people. We have an unproductive class in this country. I know the white man's the enemy and he's the bad guy and stuff, but there's things we can learn from him. Honestly, I'm not being facetious. There are things we can learn from him. He does not attempt to join forces with his unproductive class. He labels them white trash. I don't have a problem with that. I think we should do something similar. I think our unproductive class, we need to leave them be. Let them suffer. Let them go the way of the dodo bird. Let them be the lemmings that their mothers and their absentee fathers raised them to be, and let them suffer the consequences of their actions. The only Black people I care about are competent, productive Black people. That's it. I don't have any interest in combining forces with losers. We got a lot of Black people. Well, no, not a lot. Let me take that back. We have a very chaotic minority of Black men that are losers. And unfortunately, we have a substantial number of Black women that are losers also. And it's different things that make men and women losers. The most important thing a man can do is be productive. A man is to be productive and he's to be effective. A woman is to be beautiful. That is the most important characteristic of any woman. It's not your brain. Your brain isn't even number 2. First is your beauty. Number 2 is your virtue. And for some strange reason, I mean, I can explain it. I don't have the time right now, but I could go way, way deep into this. You've abandoned the importance of beauty, which is, and all beauty is to me is physical fitness and femininity. That's all beauty is. Now you're going to fall different places on the beauty barometer if you're a woman. You know, some will be toward the lower end, others will be towards the higher end. But physically fit feminine women get snatched up. They just do. A physically fit feminine 2 has a much higher likelihood of getting married and building a future and a family with a man than a 8 or 9 who lacks the femininity and comes off in a masculine way. I can't tell you the number of panels I've heard with Black women bragging about all of their masculine endeavors. I'm a hustler. I'm a boss bitch. I heard a Black woman say, I'm a CEO bitch. I swear to God. I heard her say that on a panel. I'm a boss bitch. I'm a CEO bitch. Proper men don't want any kind of bitch. Just serious. They don't. And let me address this also. There was a lady who said something about my daughter keeping certain types of friends. If you're familiar with Snapchat, you end up having a very large circle of people. My daughter at 19 still has her virtue intact because of how I raised her. I don't know a lot of Black women who can say that about their 19-year-old daughters. And some of the men here have seen my daughter. I showed a picture of her on Bernard Riley's. My daughter's drop dead gorgeous. And she still has a virtue intact. Because she had a man that loves her, guiding her. I appreciate it, y'all. Thank you much.
All right. That's going to be time. Get this damn clock off of here. Yeah. Good stuff, folks. Good stuff, folks. Now, y'all know we go to the polls. If you believe Lady Mahoghany won the debate, put an M in the chat. If you believe Brother Big Nate won the debate, put an L in the chat. Put an M in the chat. For Lady Mahoghany, put an L in the chat. For Brother Nate, come on, let's go. Slow typing ass folks.
Y'all give it to I'm good, man.
We have more in common than he'll ever know.
And I got all the respect in the world for Brother Xavier, but I didn't come to win, man. I don't care about winning the debate, honestly. But not now. That's how Brother Xavier runs it, and I'm not saying anything in opposition to that.
Yeah, that's how it's That's how it's programmed. and another thing, you slow ass typing Negroes. All right. I don't know what the hell happened to Lady Mahogany. I think she dropped off. Don't know what happened. But all I see is L's. So
That doesn't stand for lose?
one can assume the people believe that Brother Nate has won it because here we let the audience judge the arguments.
Did I get anybody? I was gone, y'all. I'm sorry, my internet started. Did anybody?
No. There
And
are
that's
no
okay.
there
Let me
are
say-
no M's in the chat.
I stand alone, and that's okay with me.
Like I said, there are men that won't debate me. So salute to Miss Mahogany.
Oh yeah. Kudos to Lady Mahogany for coming up here.
Absolutely.
Because most women won't come through here. I mean, there's a few. I mean, I'm not gonna say none. I mean, because I've had, let me see. I've had about, in total, I think I've had about maybe 9 ladies come through here and debate. Yeah, I've had maybe 9 total. And I've been doing these debates for well over a year. So, I think that's kind of good. I figured it would be more like 2 or 3, but I think at 9, I'm doing all right. So it is what it is. She came up here, she threw down.
The word. I'm sorry. I'm going to spread the word about your channel. I love your channel, and I'm just so glad that
Everybody knows who I am already. Everybody knows the T.P.O.T YouTube page. Yeah, they know who I am already, but feel free to spread the word, and anybody who want to come up over here and throw down. But most people have been on here already. Everybody has been on here and debated. Like everybody, pretty much everybody has been here.
You know who I wanted? I was trying to get to debate each other, Sir Ism and Obsidian. I thought that would be great.
We can do it, but I have a direct line to Brother Obsidian. He actually has a series on this channel. Like I said, I mean, I can make that happen. Obsidian has a series on this channel. It's called Obsidian versus the World. Yes, that's what I said. Everybody's been here. There's not too many people you can name and they haven't been on this channel. Not too many.
Yeah, my man Obsidian went wild today. I don't know if you heard his show. He went wild, bro.
I heard a little bit of it.
He went ape shit today, boy.
Yeah, I mean, we can make that happen. I mean, it's, and plus, Brother Ism, that's my folk too. So,
Yes. T.P.O.T, I should know this. I was trying to write it down, but it was in the chat. What's your Cash App?
It's $capital T.P.O.T Media. That's $capital T.P.O.T Media on the Cash App. Feel free to hit it if you want to, folks. Feel free to hit it.
Yes, sir.
Now, remember, Mahogany, you invited me to come in on your show. Remember that?
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm coming, Nathaniel. I'm coming. When did I invite you?
In Obsidian chat.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course you're welcome. I just honestly, I was a little afraid to address you because how things went when we first met. Like I said, I'm not really proud about that. I have a short temper. Hey,
No, the problem, Mahogany, is you take things personally. That's the problem. Stop taking criticisms of black women personally.
If I got up here and said black men, and a bunch of negative stuff, you would feel the same way. Don't tell me you wouldn't.
Black men have been hearing that for almost 30 plus years now. We don't take it personally. We really don't. Most of us don't. Most of us know. I mean, literally, black women have been saying these things for going on 30 years now. We don't take offense to this. Most of us don't take offense to this stuff. We really don't.
Not at all. Mahogany, let me ask you this. Would you like to see equality in America? between men and women. True equality. Do you want that?
Yes, I believe I want that. Yes, that sounds great. Yes, I would like that. Is that
So
so horrible for us
that
to
no,
have
I'm for equality as well. So if a man, if a woman hits a man, and then that man knocks her out, you believe in equality, world of equality. We just take the gender out of it.
That is
You
not
don't
what I'm
think
talking. You trick me.
I said
That's
equal?
not what
Hold on. I said equality, and you said you wanted equality. Now you know, honestly, good and well, if we're in a store and I pop off at little Big Nate and get in his face and push him, and he knocked me out, that's just it. I just got knocked out. Everybody says you shouldn't have been in that man's face. You shouldn't have put your hands on that man. And I don't get any sympathy. We all understand. I stepped to a man, the man put me in my place. Period.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
said, do you want equality between us? I want true equality. So if a woman puts their hands on a man, that man knocks her out, we should all say the same thing that we would about a man. You should have never touched that man. You got what you were asking for. Would you agree with that?
I'm not going to say I agree with what you just. I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and this is what I say about that. Um, I don't think that a woman should put her hands on anybody. I don't think a man should put his hands on anybody. If a woman does hit a man, there's always the way I was raised. I was raised that a man should never hit a woman because the strength, like me, I'm barely 120 pounds. My boyfriend can literally kill me with one blow. Seriously.
You could kill a man
And
with one
so
blow.
what I'm saying is, even though I was raised in the South, that a man, and I teach my son that never to put his hands on a woman. But the reason I teach him that, and the same reason that my mom taught us that, is that first of all, like, I tell him not to put his hand on a woman because it's wrong and because he is stronger than her, but also for his own protection, because I don't want him to end up in somebody's jail behind some foolishness that didn't have to be. I tell him that, if it's a situation where, and I've seen that, where women are being combative and they're trying to walk away, restrain her and get the hell away from her. And then don't go back to her. Don't continue the foolishness. But absolutely don't put your hands on her, because what's going to happen to you is you're going to end up in jail and you're going to end up with a record. So
That's because we live in a world of inequality. Hold on,
I
let me debunk. Hold on, little Big Nate. Let me debunk
sure.
what she just said. That's because we live in a world of inequality, and in the situation, it doesn't matter if little Big Nate is stronger than me. If I put my hands on him and he knocks me out, nobody's gonna say, "Oh, little Big Nate was stronger." No, because we understand as men, whatever you step into, you get the consequences of it. See that strength debate that they get, oh, well, men are stronger than women. No, because there are men stronger than other men. It's a sexist talking point. It's not, it has nothing to do with strength. So when I asked you if you believe that we should have equality, you don't even teach equality in your home, because you're teaching, you said you're teaching your son to give women special treatment. That's
No,
not
I'm not
equality.
going to lie to you. And the way I was raised, no, no, absolutely not. It's not
Okay, so
equal.
then that's not equality.
Okay, you know that you tricked me when you asked me that
I
question.
don't trick you. I asked you a
I
straight
was
question.
talking about like equal pay, equal rights with certain things. I wasn't talking about competing
For
or
certain
fighting with a man.
things.
That's
So you
completely
want
different.
selective equality? No, no, no. I'm talking about across the board. I want equality in all things, but you want selective equality. Is that accurate to
Well,
say?
certain things we can't be equal in. It's
No,
just
that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. Name one. Name one thing that we can't be equal in that isn't a product of nature and biology.
well, that's what I'm talking about. What you're talking about is nature and biology. You're talking about the
That's
strength
not
of
what
a
I'm talking about.
man.
Give me an example of a situation that we cannot be equal in. Give me an example.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Strength. We're not the same. We're not built the
There are
same
some women that are stronger than men.
overall.
There's a lot of black women that are stronger
Hold
than
on. Oh, no, no, no. We can't play this game. I said for us to be equal. There are some men stronger than women. There's some women that are stronger than men. There's some women that do Ironmans and are all kinds of good shape.
Those women train and half of them on steroids. Let's keep it
That
like
that
let's stop
listen,
the outliers and all this craziness.
I'm
We're
not
talking
talking about I'm talking about equality. I said I wanted equality across the board. You said you started off saying you want that. Now we reveal you do not want that. You want selective equality. Is that accurate to say?
No, you're not going to put words in my mouth, dude. That's what you're not going to do.
Hold on. You said, I'm not putting words in your mouth. You said I wasn't talking about that. I didn't mean fighting. I was talking about when it comes to pay and things like that. That's by definition selective equality. Equality would be across the board, all of it. You said you weren't referring to it in certain situations. So by definition, I'm not putting words in your mouth. That's what you said.
Like I said, in certain situations, we're not equal. We're just not.
Give me an example. Give me an example.
Well, I hate to bring that situation up, the whole abortion issue and who's entitled to make the decision. Like I said, I don't even agree with it. But I do know the idea that saying that I just disagree with you, with what you were arguing about the whole financial
Abortion. We're not equal as that's a product of law. That could be we could be made equal. You're right. We're not equal now because of the law. See, the law used to be, well, the woman couldn't have an abortion. That was the law. Then it got changed, and now it's in the woman's favor. So it's still not equal because it favors the woman. I'm saying it should be made equal across the board so that it's fair.
I know.
So that's an example in which we could be made equal, but because of the laws currently, we're not equal. It's in the woman's favor, but that can be made equal with the stroke of a pen.
Come up here to debate me again. What is your purpose?
To find out if you truly wanted equality. You started out saying yes, and now I'm trying to understand if you want selective equality or you don't truly want equality between men and women. I'm just trying to understand which one it is.
I've always said it's not that I want selective equality. I think when you said that, I was thinking on the basis of just rights, like human rights, civil rights, that we should all have the same, at least human civil rights, meaning the same opportunities at jobs, the same opportunities for education. That is what I thought you were talking about. What you're talking about is something completely different.
I'm talking about all of it. I'm talking about that and everything else.
You can't really well, no, we're not equal in everything else. You will never give birth. I will never be as strong as you. That we're just different. We're built differently for a reason.
But outside of birth, we can be equal in all other things. Everybody, there's always going to be people stronger and weaker on both sides. There are women stronger than men. The only difference is birth. That's it. That's the only difference between men and women, that we can't be equal in a society, and that's a biological difference. But in all other ways, with a stroke of the pen, we can be made equal. But I'm asking you if you would really want that.
Can I chime in real quick? Now, far be it from me to tell you what to do with your son. I'm not doing that. But I humbly suggest to you, MJ, don't tell your son that he would go to jail for defending himself. You said that if you put your hands on a woman, he would end up in jail. That's not necessarily true. Let me give you a story. I used to watch Judge Judy, right? And there was a white woman. I want y'all to know these were white folks. This white woman was suing this young man who had, in essence, knocked several of her teeth out. Now, what happened was they were at a pool party, right? This is like maybe 7-8 years ago I saw this episode. They're at a pool party and the girl was drunk, right? The young man was talking to a friend of his and he said something she didn't like. She hit him in the back of the head and knocked his ball cap off, right? He turns around. She swung on him again. He ducks. She missed. He comes up, right crossed her in her face. She fell, hit her mouth on the side of the pool, knocked several of her teeth out. When Judge Judy saw the case, she read it. She said, as soon as they came in and after the announcer announced who they were and everything and the circumstances around the case, she's like, yeah, this is going to be real quick. Ma'am, go ahead and tell me exactly what happened. And so she explained what happened. Judge Judy was like, madam, he did nothing wrong. And the girl kept, oh my God, but he hit me. I didn't knock any of his teeth out. I ultimately got my teeth knocked out. And who's going to pay for my dental bill? And Judge Judy ultimately said this, and this has stayed with me all these years. She said, there's no such thing as assault and battery on a woman. is assault and battery. You hit a man, he defends himself. Man's not supposed to go to jail.
Hello.
Of course, the woman lost the case. She sued him for $5 grand, which was the limit, and she ended up having to pay all those dental bills herself. The man never even said a word. He
That's
didn't
equality.
even say one word.
That's equality.
So I want, and the only reason I'm telling you this is because I don't want your son, self-preservation is the most important law of nature. Please, and again, I'm not telling you what to do with your child. Please don't tell your son not to defend himself against anyone, including a woman.
Can I say, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
I just want to make it clear. I'm talking about in a situation like a domestic dispute. I've never told him not to defend himself. The thing was, and I think everybody should stay away from violence. And what me and his father said, if you could get out of that situation and restrain that woman and get away from that woman, that would be the most optimal choice.
For who though?
He was never defend
It's
himself.
the most optimal choice for the woman. That's the
I'm down
problem.
here. I know where I'm at. Domestic. We could. All that sounds good, Nathaniel. But the fact is, a lot. I see black men going to jail on a regular basis behind some bullshit.
That's because we don't have equality in the law. That's what we're saying. That's because we don't have, which is why I believe that equality between men and women under the law would fix those things. Because if we had that, just like the example Lil Big Nate just gave, okay, when men are in the right defending themselves, even if it's a woman. See, she thought she was going to get special treatment because she was a woman.
Exactly.
Because many people believe that way. But under equality, under the law, a woman would understand if you put your hands on a man, you are at fair game.
Okay,
now, that's just an example. But I want equality in all things.
Women and see what happened to you. Just go ahead and do it. Go ahead and
Do what?
try it. This is what we're saying. Go ahead and
Try
do
what?
it. And see what happened to you. To go tell your men, your young boys to hit women and see what happened to them. I'm trying to keep.
Nobody's
we're not
just
telling young
blanketly
boys to
hitting
hit
women.
You're telling a young boy to defend himself as any intelligent organism should.
He knows already. He also knows if he can stay out of a situation that could take his freedom away and cost him opportunities in life. Why
We're talking
not do
about
that?
the reason it could take his opportunities away is because that there's inequity in the law. That's the reason that we're talking about. Because like I said, we all know if I put my hands on Lil Big Nate and he knocked me out, that's just what happened. There's nobody feels pity for me. That's just what happened. Because men are treated as adults. Women are treated like children.
And
if Big Nate is bigger than me and I pick a fight with him and he whooped my ass, nobody feels bad for me. They say you knew he was bigger than you when you tried to fight him. But if a woman picks a fight with a man, well, you know the rest.
And MJ, the problem is women are kept from the consequences of their actions. Welfare keeps them from the consequences of their actions.
With you guys, if you guys, I'm not trying to be rude, but if you guys want to carry this debate, carry it. I'm not going to sit up here and listen to two men try and gang up on a woman. I'm not about to do it. I said what I said about that. And it sounds like we're in agreement. So I don't know why this conversation is going on and on and on.
Because I asked you if you believe that we should have equality in America between men and women. And I said, would it be fair to say that you want selective equality? And you said no. So then I'm asking, so you want equality across the board in all things, but you seem to be saying no to that as well. So I'm trying to understand if you want equality between men and women as it pertains to the law. Take childbearing out of it.
Oh my God.
And I want your son to be safe. I want your son to defend himself against
my son
anyone
has
looking
a father.
to
My son is safe and he's taught very well. I don't question you about how you raise your child.
Now you're taking a person.
Don't do that to me.
All right.
This conversation.
All right.
All right. Hold on. But hold on a second. Hold on a second, because we have to do a few programming notes, folks. Because we got some good shit coming up. God damn it, we got some good shit coming up. All right. first and foremost, I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. Good shit tonight. I appreciate everyone. Damn, a damn microphone busted me in the nose. But got some good shit coming up for y'all, man. Tomorrow, all right, tomorrow night on T.P.O.T's Ask the Doc, the one and only Dr. T. Hassan Johnson will be in the house. You heard me. Dr. T. Hassan Johnson will be in the house tomorrow for T.P.O.T's Ask the Doc series. And you know the good doc will be in here tomorrow, and he'll be taking your damn questions. So you need to be up in here asking some. Y'all, all you brothers know who Dr. T. Hassan is. He will be right here tomorrow on the T.P.O.T. YouTube page. You know. Then next week, we got a double header. My man Linnell Gant from the Black Brain Trust will be here, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right on the T.P.O.T. YouTube page. And he will be here talking about the Bitcoin boom. That's right, the Bitcoin boom. Brother Linnell Gant from the Black Brain Trust will be in the house Wednesday night. Then right after that, the second part of that doubleheader, we got my man Ike Ogamian will be in the house at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and he will be discussing the elements of success. So I got a crazy doubleheader coming for y'all next week. I got Brother Linnell Gant coming on, and then right after that, Brother Ike Ogamian will be in the house. And like I said, tomorrow on Ask the Doc, the good Doc T. Hassan Johnson will be in the house. So you better be here. Don't make me come to your damn house. All right? All right. And also, before we get back to it, y'all might recognize this guy here I'm talking about. You've heard the voice, the voice. You know the name, the name. You've waited long enough. Little Big Nate, Big has arrived, and it's on. Let's go. Yeah, I had to put my boy on the spot right quick so I can ask him when he coming out with this damn channel. So, Brother Nate, man.
Yes, sir.
When is this channel dropping, man? When's it dropping?
I had someone pass in my family. I haven't really been on panels for the last month or so, dealing with family stuff, and I'm hoping within the next couple of weeks, as long as I have everything in place that, you know, I feel necessary to go ahead and launch it. And I know I've had so many brothers tell me, man, you can start a YouTube channel in 2 minutes, man. I got brothers telling me in chats, man, this shit is cap. It's cap. You ain't coming out. But it'll be here very shortly. I'll be announcing it on Bernard Riley's platform hopefully in the next couple of weeks.
All right.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
until,
and thank you for that awesome intro.
I'm still going to be running it. God damn it. I've been running it for like a month now. God damn it. I will still be running it.
Yeah, I've been
So,
waiting for that a little big.
Yeah, man, I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting.
But let me say this: these views that I have, it's mine is that we should have equality between men and women under the law, period, in its truest form, which just means what you can do, I can do. What I can do, you can do, period. I believe that will fix all of these issues. See, what this crazy society that we have has bred is people with ideologies like mine that truly now we've heard women say they want to be equal to men. I want to make it so. I want them to be equal to men in a society. I want them to work on oil rigs. I want them to work on skyscrapers. I want them to dig ditches. I want them to die and fight on the front lines alongside men. I honestly want there to take, in society, we should take man and woman out of everything. Make all the sports one. Whoever wins can win. Everybody compete together. It's bred people with an ideology like mine that truly want true equality and will give it to you. And if you can win, you can win. and will strip away all special treatments based upon the quote unquote gender. It wouldn't even be man or woman. It would be person A and person B if I had my way. But to the person in the chat talking about feelings, all these things start with conversation. That's why in other countries they limit conversation, because you never know what conversation will lead to. Ideas are birthed from conversation. It's inception. So when I talk about this, when we talk like this, you never know who this is going to reach. Someone is going to maybe hear what I say. It sparks something in them. They say something to somebody else. It's a domino effect, a butterfly effect. But I want true equality. And I find that a lot of women say that they do, but they do not want that. And that's my only point to Mahogany.
And a problem with what women want is that, there's that old adage that be careful what you ask for, you may get it. And women demanding equality. I mean, I want people to think about how ridiculous it's not a swipe at you, J.I., but how ridiculous it is for women to demand equality. I want you to think about this for a second. Name for me, well, just answer this question. Do grown heterosexual men provide for and protect other grown heterosexual men? Do they ever do that? Minus the father-son dynamic. My son's 22, he's grown. I still take care of him, but I'm talking unrelated, heterosexual grown men providing for and protecting other grown heterosexual men. That doesn't happen.
Nope.
The reason it doesn't happen is because all men are supposedly created equal. The document said men, not women. You can't, out of one side of your mouth, demand equality, then out the other side of your mouth, demand provisions and protection. It doesn't make any sense. It's contradictory in nature. So women, especially black women, are going to have to decide what they want. You want equality? Cool. You can raise those children by yourself. You can defend yourself. You can protect yourself. You can provide for yourself all the way up until, you drift off into forever. And if you want the provisions and the protection, you're going to have to stop demanding equality. You're going to have to. Otherwise, men are just going to tune out. You'll be used for sex. You'll be used for, pleasure. But beyond that, I can't take anything you're saying seriously. And unfortunately, I can't take you as a woman seriously, not you, Mahogany, talking about women in general. You want equality? Be very careful what you ask for, because you just might receive it.
Okay, I want to say something. I thought I said it, but apparently people didn't understand what I was saying. And I'm not talking to you, little big Nate. But basically, when you asked me that question, I was referring to human rights, meaning the right to a fair and equal educational system, meaning the right to health, certain benefits and things like that that other people get. That's what I was talking about. I was not talking about should we be equal in every sense of the word. That's not what I meant, because obviously there's certain things we're just not equal on because we are the opposite sex and we bring different things to the table. So, and it's like comparing apples and oranges. You can't do that. I will say, Little Big Nate said that if you want equality, you can't ask for protection. Like men don't ask for protection, but in a country like this one that has been so unfair, plenty of nationalities of people have asked for protection because they were treated unfairly, and women are of a class where we have been treated unfairly. So to say that we can't ask for protections, why not when everybody else can? Even the gay community can ask for protection if they've been under attack. So that's my thought on that. This can go on and on all day. Like I said, I'm really not you guys' enemy.
You keep saying this enemy thing as if we're attacking you or something. I just asked the question, do you want equality? And now that you said that you know that it entails everything, I guess, which to me doesn't change. But you're saying you want, I ask again, you're saying you want selective equality. Is that accurate?
Not exactly, not the way that you're talking about. Let me ask you a question. I want to ask you an honest, true
What way
question.
am I talking about it? I'm talking to you
Well,
straight.
answer this. This will make it clear for me. You were
Uh-huh.
saying in a perfect world, you would want women to die in the battlefield alongside men and work in the oil
Yes.
rigs
Be
and do
completely
all this
equal to
stuff
men.
just like
Yes.
men do. What
Yes.
I want women to do. Why? Is it because you want to see women hurt? What is it that you want from women? You want to see the
Well,
downfall of
I'm
women?
glad you asked. Yeah, I'm glad you asked. Let me answer it for you. When I say I want to see women fight and die alongside men, because I want a society of true equality between men and women where there is no distinction or decisions made for someone because of their gender. I want true equality. So to answer your question, yes, I want women to be able to be um, infantry on the same numbers as men. I want them to be able to dig ditches, be digging ditches at the same levels as men. I want it to be completely equal. I would take away gender completely and just have sports. It wouldn't be a woman's or a men's, it would just be sports. You compete, whoever can make
Why?
it can make. I would because I want true equality between men and women. Take down the divide. That would fix, to me, I'm telling you why. This is why. That would fix society. That would take away any issues related to gender. Everybody would make it based off of their merit, and everybody would be equal in that society. No one would suffer for their gender in that society because we would all be treated the same in society under the law. We wouldn't even see gender. Everybody would just be a human being. We shouldn't even be saying man or woman. That's how I would have it. We would just have an equal society across the board. No special treatment, period. If you can do it, you can do it. If you can't, you can't. It would be one standard. If you can meet it, you can meet it.
How do you
Isn't
feel
that a
about
society you would like to live in? Isn't that a
no?
society you would like to live
How
in?
do you feel about women? Because it doesn't sound like you like women very much.
Okay, so how is me wanting equality for women? How
What
do you
I
flip that into
pointing
I
out,
don't like women?
no.
Let me ask you, what have I said that makes you think I don't
Kind of
like
like,
women?
oh well, yeah. I think it should be fair. Men should be able to hit a woman. It's like you want to, you want that sounds very suspicious to me. What man sit up there and says that they want a woman to be on his equal? Like what
A
man
man
sit
that
up
wants
there and
equality in
says
the law.
something they
Democrats
compete
do.
with women? Who
Democrat
says
men
that?
do. Democrat men say that.
Hold on. Let me answer a question since she asked me. The violence thing, Lil Big Nate gave a great example with the Judge Judy example. That is an example of inequality in the law. That is an example that we see time and time again. There's countless videos of it. Big Nate gave you an example. There's plenty of examples we can pull from where women do things deliberately that would, from a man, warrant violence, and it be understood by everybody, and everybody understand why it happened. But when a man does it to a woman, it's a different response. That is inequality. That is based and rooted in sexism. That is sexist. I don't want any sexism like that in our society. I want it to be equal. And the question isn't why would a man, it's not that I want a man to hit a woman. I want everybody to understand you keep your hands to yourself or there are consequences. See, that is something that men naturally understand because life teaches that to men. That's why people say men are more logical because men can't make these emotional decisions without consequences like women are able to do. We would have a better society. People would be better people if everybody was treated the same. No special treatment for anybody. We're all just people. You keep your hands to yourself. I wasn't talking about just going around just knocking the women upside the head. You completely forgot what invoked that reaction. It was the woman inciting violence that invoked that reaction. So don't try to spin it as if I just want men to just be able to hit women. See, that's disingenuous.
No, I just was asking because it's I've never heard a man suggest that. Like I know for a fact my man would never say, "Oh, I want you to be on the same level as him." I don't even think Nathaniel would say that. I've never heard a man say that they want to be equal to a woman. It's just weird
Yeah,
to
in
me.
society, we need to have a society that where everybody's equal and take it would fix society. It would fix all these problems. Because you know what a man gets when a man can't afford to take care of a child, a man gets prison. That's his reward. He gets to go to prison and be
You
beat up
know,
by the system.
I take this issue of quote unquote domestic violence pretty serious because I have incidents of that in my past with my ex-wife. And do you know when her physical it wasn't, I'm not going to call it physical abuse. She assaulted me 4 different times over the course of 12 months. And on the 4th time, I had had enough. And after what transpired, and I'm going to do a whole presentation on it when my channel starts. It's going to be called Lil Big Nate versus Domestic Violence. After she learned a very valuable lesson about hitting on me, she never hit me again, ever. Women need to learn, Black women in particular. Why do you think it is easier to find a video of a Black woman fighting than all races of men combined in America? Do you know how many videos there are of Black women fist fighting people, men, children, women? The reason you see this happening is because they don't suffer any consequences. Men are taught to let it slide, like you had taught you didn't teach your son to let it slide. You told him not to put his hands on a woman when that's exactly what he should do if a woman is trying to harm him. He should put his hands on her, and she can learn a very valuable lesson that way. It's how people learn.
There's other ways to
hand
learn.
on the stove, you burn your hand.
And he hasn't needed, thank God. You don't have to.
And I sincerely hope he never has. I pray your son is never in that situation. I taught my daughter, I said, if you put your hands on a man, expect something bad to happen. The bad thing could be jail. The bad thing could be losing your 2 front teeth. You keep your hands to yourself. And if we use all this video evidence, Black women are not understanding that. They're not. I can't tell you. My God, Tommy Sotomayor makes a very comfortable living just going over videos like this for the last 10 years. He couldn't do that if there wasn't all this evidence of just how physically violent so many Black women are becoming. Now, you want the problem to be solved? Okay. Let these women suffer the consequences of their actions, either jail or having somebody go upside their head that is significantly stronger than they are. And it teaches a woman a valuable lesson. So that's why I'm not against men defending themselves. You know, you like to characterize it as a man hitting a woman. No, it's a man defending himself. And look, I'll be honest with you. If I cheated on a woman and she smacked me, I'm not going to touch her. If I did something egregious to a woman and she smacked me or something, I'm not going to touch her. I'm talking when a woman balls up her fists or has a pot of boiling water on the stove or a 2-pound glass ashtray and tries to beam you in the head with it. A man has a right to defend himself, as does any intelligent organism. A man should defend himself, and so should a woman. But for some reason, Black women aren't getting this message. They're not, and they are incredibly violent. I told my daughter,
Big Nate, you don't want the world that I want either, do you?
No, I'll be honest with you. I don't believe in equality. You'll never hear those words.
He doesn't want it either. So it's not just you, Mahoghany, that doesn't want it.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you. You guys, like I said, I don't really have a disagreement. Like I said, I've seen that turn so ugly. And to me, it's just not worth it. Your freedom is too precious. So that's just my opinion on it. That's just it. But of course, you should always defend yourself. I don't really have an argument for anybody. You guys.
Yeah, moderators, go ahead and go ahead like you're doing right now. Go ahead and sub Lil Big Nate's channel, Lady Mahoghany's channel, and Brother J.I.'s channel. Go ahead and spam that in the chat so everybody knows where to find these good folks. We're about to wrap this up. Any parting shots, folks, before we get out of here? Anybody want to pull the trigger, Ken?
Yeah, let me say
at all. I ain't got no shots at all. No, I appreciate you coming up here for real. I appreciate you letting me know, Brother Xavier. It was a good conversation as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely, man. You're my brother. I know J.I. got some parting shots. God damn it. I know brother J.I. got some. Go ahead, brother J.I.
One, I'm waiting on the channel. We all waiting for a little Big Nate to drop.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
another thing, my point is this, and we got tied up on the domestic violence thing because that is just an example of the inequality. I started on the financial abortion. My thing is, I want a world of true equality where men are not treated differently from women, women are treated differently from men in society, period. On all things. Anybody hits themselves, it's fair game. Anybody puts their hands on somebody, you're fair game. I would go as far as to strip the term man or woman from society. We would just be people. The news reports would read person A attacked person B and got their teeth knocked out. We wouldn't even know the gender of it. That's how I would have it. And it would change the world. It would change people's behavior. We can create a world like that. You know how I know? Because we have a world where they allow children, little boys, to become little girls and little girls to become little boys. So I know that we can do this. And there are people like me that are willing to speak on these things for fairness, because equality is fairness. Women don't like it because it does not favor them. I wonder why they don't want true equality. It baffles me, but I know why, because they want advantages. And when you have true equality, you have to conduct yourself accordingly and be held responsible for your actions. And there's no special treatment and no special draw four cards you get to play. But that is the solution to fix our society. We need to have true equality. None of this sexism where we treat one gender specifically special based off their gender. No special passes, none of that. And to me, that would fix everything. And you all know, sign my petition. It starts with financial abortion. I'm gonna leave it at that. Appreciate you, T.P.O.T. Appreciate you, little Big Nate.
All right.
And
Peace, brother
respect to the women.
J.I.
Salute, J.I.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up. I appreciate everybody coming on tonight. Any final words before we peel up out of here, Lady Mahogany?
I just want to say thank you again for having me up here. Thank you to both J.I., Nathaniel, and the other men that came up here. Thank you guys for even giving me the time of day to voice my opinions. I really do appreciate you. And thanks to everybody that came through here, everybody that will watch the replay. Thank you, Bitcoin L, for dropping my link. I appreciate that. You guys, like I said, I did not mince words. I am exactly who I say I am, and I came out here saying that I have a short temper, but it's all in good fun with me. I promise you. After tonight, me and Little Big Nate will see each other in Obsidian's chat and be fine. I'll see that brother J.I. in another chat and we'll be fine. It's no big deal. That's really it. Oh, something he said though before he left the panel. He was saying that we don't want true equality. I think the type of equality he's talking about is different, like I said, than what I meant. I was talking about human rights, human equality. What he's talking about is a whole different level, because I do not believe we're not meant to be equal on that level. We're created for different reasons. So two totally different creations can't be equal. It's not meant to be. So and I actually, like I said, a lot of these brothers, because they really have never heard me speak or heard anything that I believe, that I really feel like they have me twisted. I actually am not for the whole kids choosing what sex they are, and I think that's ridiculousness. I'm very traditional and valued, and so that part of it, I'm completely against. You don't get to choose what sex you are. You are what sex you're born, as far as I'm concerned. But I'm just like the type of person where don't bash a person about it though, let them live their life. But as far as letting kids make those type of decisions, I would never go for that. I just wanted to say that. That's it, X. Thank you so much.
Oh, absolutely. Come back. You got to come back and square off. Because we do have female debates on this channel from time to time. So you got to come back and square off.
Can I say one more thing before I hop off?
Go
And I
ahead.
want you
Go
to
ahead.
tell me the honest truth. Was I that horrible?
No, no. I mean, I respect I respect the ladies who come up here because it takes a little bit of guts. You got the chat room to deal with because this is a male centered channel.
Right.
But my audience is not. My audience isn't really biased. I mean, if you make good arguments, they'll go your way. If someone makes a better argument, they're gonna go their way. I mean, that's kind of how it works over here. People say it's bias and also kind of nonsense, but the people you see in my chat room, most of the people in there, they're in this chat room all the time. They're the loyal followers of T.P.O.T, and they here every week. So, they hear a lot of arguments. They've seen a lot of debates because I've been doing this for like a year. I believe we've done almost 80 of them up till now. So they've seen a lot of debates. They've heard a lot of arguments. Um, and some they agree with, some they don't. But my audience is my judge, and they judge the arguments. So they call it the way they see it, and that's how I let it ride. I let it
I
roll on that.
One last question. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, you guys. I'm gonna go back and watch this video at nauseum and pick myself to death. So help me out. Because I've been told, I feel like it's weird. I feel like I give off something that is, I don't know. I just feel like I get judged so wrongly sometimes. Do you feel like I'm a man hater? Because I've been told that I sound like a man hater, and I really don't hate men.
I don't think you're a man hater. I think you take any critique of black female behavior personally. And I would bet my life on it. Because I mean, we had our first run in, and that's what the problem was. You took it personally.
I
And
do defend black women. I love black women. I love
it's
y'all.
not about it's not about loving them. If it let me say this, Mahogany. If
Mhm.
you love someone, you correct them. You take corrective steps so they can live the kind of life that you would want for someone that you love. Black women are going to suffer immeasurably until they learn how to take criticism. And I have this in my family. I've criticized black women in my family only, and it was a completely legitimate criticism, only to have the woman that I was talking to completely lose her shit and curse me out also. I didn't say one curse word, didn't say anything disrespectful. I criticized a black woman's behavior in our family. She lost it and took it personally. This happens all the time. And the reason it happens is because you're a group of women who's gone almost 60 years without anybody checking your wayward behavior. That's why this happens. You are so unaccustomed to being corrected that when it finally does happen, and the pushback has to be pretty severe because things are so out of control, your not just yours, but black women's initial reaction, their default setting is to lose their shit. It's not just you. This is what most black women do. And this is what has black men by the thousands just throwing their hands up and saying, man, ain't nothing I can do with these women. They don't listen. They can't take any sort of criticism. Black women have been free to criticize everybody they want to. You criticize white folks. You criticize the Karens. You criticize Brad and Chad. You criticize black, and you know who's the most critical of black women? Other black women.
Mhm.
Almost every single black woman that I know has said some iteration of this statement that I'm about to say to you. Well, I don't really have a lot of female friends. Women are messy.
Mhm.
Almost every single black woman that I know, romantically, acquaintance, cousins, family, you name it. Almost every black woman I know has said some form of that
I've
statement.
heard men say the same thing. They don't hang around with dudes. They don't want to hang
I've
around with.
never heard a man say that. I have never in my life heard a man say that.
I've heard that they don't hang around a bunch of guys.
Okay, I'm not doubting that. I've never heard a man say I don't hang around dudes
Yeah.
because dudes are messy. I
Not
never heard that shit in my
not that
life.
part, just that they don't hang, and that's true. That's true across the board. It's not just black women. Women, period, could be that way. We know that about one another.
But
I'm
when
not gonna do this.
black women say,
That's for my closing statements, and I gave it. I appreciate you guys, and I got
okay,
love for you too. But I'm going to go ahead and go. Thank you so
all
much.
right,
All right.
thank you.
Appreciate you coming on, Lady Mahogany. Peace.
Peace.
All right, brother Xavier, man, I'm a bounce, man. I appreciate you hollering at me, man. It was
Oh,
great to come.
absolutely, man. Absolutely, man.
Thank you,
Anytime,
sir.
man. I'm waiting on that channel, man. That's what
Yes,
I'm waiting
sir.
on.
Yes, sir.
my
Stay life,
man.
man.
Peace. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and close out, folks. Good stuff tonight. I mean, Lady Mahogany, she hit me up. She said she wanted to do battle with a couple brothers. She came, she did it. So, I mean, it is what it is. And shout out to my brother, Jay Shine, up in the house. Yeah, she came up here and she did it. You know, she hit me up. She said, X, I want to take on some dudes. When it first started, her and Lady Jessica was going back and forth for a little while. I thought it was going to turn into a female throwdown for a minute, but Lady Jessica wasn't biting, so that was it for that. But something tells me I might can make that happen sometime in the future, y'all. So be looking for that Lady Jessica and Lady Mahogany square off to be coming down the pipe at some point. I might can shape that into happening. But yeah, good stuff tonight. Yeah. Y'all go ahead, man. Go ahead and spam the ladies channel in the chat so everybody knows where to find her. Y'all go down there and check her out, see what she got going on. I know she's over there. She be in the Macosphere over there with Brother Ism and the crew, so you probably can catch her there as well. So go ahead and check out Lady Mahogany, and she says she'll come back. So, expect to see her down here again. She don't have no problem coming up here squaring off. So it is what it is. Be looking for it. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead, man. We're gonna go ahead and close out, man. And I think this was a pretty good show, the first show of the year. Yeah. But y'all know we're gonna have some good stuff coming down the pipe for y'all this year, man. It's 2021. We're gonna be doing some big things. And like I said, make sure you have your black behinds here tomorrow. Because I got the good doctor, T.P.O.T Johnson, in the house tomorrow, and he'll be taking your questions. That's right. Because the series is called Ask the Doc. So make sure you hear tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the T.P.O.T YouTube page. You freaking know. And not only that, if you want to hit us up because you want to get up here and square off, you want to come through one night, go ahead, hit the email. It's properthought at yahoo.com. It's properthought at yahoo.com. One word, no caps. Go ahead, hit me up like Lady Mahogany did. She hit me up. She said, X, I want to come on. I want to debate. There it is. That's all it takes. All it takes is an email. You can get up here and maybe you can be on the next T.P.O.T Hours of Power Challenge. And maybe you can get some people to square off with you in the digital squared circle. All right? All right. So I want to run a few of my commercials. And after that, y'all, we're going to peel on up out of here. All right? I will see you, good folks, on the other side of the break.
Peace, folks. Open your mind. Wednesday, we throw down in the digital square circle on Hours of Power debates. Thursday, we get at it with DXL, Dark Exodus Live. So come through, 9:30 p.m., right here on the T.P.O.T YouTube page. You know. Open your mind. Hey guys, T.P.O.T on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. But you knew that already.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and close it out, man. Once again, man, I want to thank everybody for coming tonight, man, hanging out with us, man, spending some time with us and watching us. You know, I want to thank you good folks out there and you good folks up in here. All right. It's always appreciated, man. And, you know, I always appreciate you good folks, man, for spending some time with us, man. It's always good to be up here with y'all, man, regardless of how much shit I may happen to talk to you. All right. Oh, yeah. And one more thing. Let me mention this. We're going to be doing another ranks and roast soon. So if you want to be part of the in-stream audience, go ahead, hit my email up, propthethought@yahoo.com. It's propthethought@yahoo.com. Go ahead and hit me up, and I'll make you part of the in-stream audience. Y'all know we do the rank and roast. We do the rank and roast on Saturdays, all right? Not during the week unless it's something special, but we do the ranks and roast, 8 o'clock Saturday night. We probably won't do one this week, but we'll definitely be doing one next week, all right? So if you want to be part of the in-stream audience, man, hit me up and let me know because I still got a few spots left, all right? All right. So, with that, I will leave you. Well, before I leave you, let me go ahead and thank the folks for coming on. Almost forgot to do that. I want to thank my man, Little Big Nate, brother J.I., and brother TVA for coming through and, you know, posing some challenges to Lady Mahoghany. And she stood stiff and she fought him. So it is what it is. And like I said, she says she'll be back. So, you know, if any of you out there, male, female, giraffe, fish, or Martian, wish to square off with Lady Mahoghany at some point in the future, just hit me up or hit her up. We can throw down right here on the T.P.O.T YouTube page. You know. So, with that, I will leave you with 3 words. You know, like I always do. Open your mind.
Hours of power.
And so a community is where you control your police, you control your commerce, you control your education, you control your house. We don't control none of that. We live in a hood. Huh? Well, what about the Negroes that get out? Oh, well, say, my cousin, they say he's a multi-millionaire, almost got $1 billion.
The Prophet of Thought
3 PhDs, working on 2 more. Driving down the street in Chicago in his Rolls Royce, enjoying himself, and he hears these sirens and looks through the mirror and sees this cop car flashing lights. He squeezed the steering wheel, man. heart beats fast. Because he knows the price of a Negro, what it could be. And then when that cop car passed him by, he said, thank God he wasn't after you in the first place, punk. That Negro thing you can't get away from. It's universal. They wasn't coming after you. With all your millions, with your Rolls Royce, with your PhD, didn't help. That's the hood. Why do you think you never pick up the paper 3 weeks over and over and see white families travel? You think it's thousands of black cops in America. Why don't you see white families crying as black cops shot my loved one 40 times in the back of the head? Why do you think black cops don't do that? Think they're more spiritual? Think they're better? No! They got enough sense to know that white folks ain't gonna tolerate it. And I will stop in our neighborhood when we decide we will not tolerate it. Now, if we was organized, which is hard to organize people who are just gonna run crazy and you don't know you're crazy. But if we were, with the money we have, and the many people who would come to our aid that don't know what it's like to be a Negro, and we said, look, we saying, if we don't get a federal law to deal with police brutality, that anytime a cop or anybody carry a gun, have to have a license just like you do to drive a car. And if you use it wrongly, you'll lose your license. And if it's upheld, you can never work again as a cop or a store guard or a private detective. How do you get Congress to push that through? Well, you take your economic power and you call on your friends, black, white, young and old, and say, this coming Christmas, if we don't have a federal law to outlaw police brutality by law, then we call them for a nationwide boycott of Christmas and it'll start on Thanksgiving. Well, let me tell you what that means. 79% of all retail in America happens between Thanksgiving and Christmas. People stay in business all year, lose money just for Christmas, huh? Well, what happens now? Saks Fifth Avenue, Toys R Us, Sears and Roebuck, Weston House. They will get the bill and all they got to do is make one phone call and say, Harry, that's the senator, I want that bill pushed through in 3 days. Okay, it's an economic thing. It's that simple. But we have the power, but the system has wiped us out so bad.
Hours of power. Hours of power. Hours of power.
Happy. Sam Tanner, Lincoln 6. Go ahead. Clear suspect down, 10-4. That's 10-4. The officer's code 4. We have one suspect that's been shot.
Open your minds.
Only from the Prophet of Thought series media.
You know.
Open your mind. 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 Open your mind.